Look, they talking like they don't know a king when they see one. See him in person, he take it back like a refund. Ballin' with my brothers, all my niggas playing D1.
Good. All right, welcome to the No X podcast / No Gate podcast. We have a really special guest with us today, Kid Swami. You might have heard of him.
Swami in the building.
Yo, what's up?
Couple million views on YouTube, but yeah, and doing his thing. Swami.
Yeah, what's up?
What's up? Tell us a little bit about yourself. You're a local kid.
Yep.
Tell us how you got into the music business.
So yeah, like you said, I'm local. You know, I was born and raised in St. Paul.
Okay.
How I got into music, it's been so long now. I gotta think back. That's you getting
How long
old.
has it been?
Like probably started doing music. So like at like 10 or 11. Like so I have like older cousins that were doing like like when the covers and stuff were really huge.
Yep.
So then they were doing that too. So then I always saw like my older cousins. You just want to do what your older cousins do.
Yeah.
So like for me, I was always like, I'm gonna try that too. So then everyone was a singer.
Yeah.
So then I was like, I want to sing too, but then I was always like the fourth best singer.
Yeah.
So then I was like, I want to stand out. Like I want to be better. You know. So then I was like, I'm gonna try and rap.
Yeah.
So then that's how that started. So it just just following my cousins, just want to do what my big cousins did.
That's awesome. Yeah, some of us we're not just built to sing. I definitely don't have
that ain't
the
my
voice
skill
for that.
either.
Go ahead.
Did you so were they recording and all that stuff too, or they were just singing for fun?
Yeah, no, they had the whole
really?
the whole thing. They had like mics, they had like webcams. They they were very like musically inclined, so they also had like pianos and guitars and stuff.
okay.
And I was in the church band too. So I would play like guitar and stuff for the church band too.
Yeah.
With those same cousins.
Yeah.
So that's how it started.
That's crazy. There's what I realized too is like there's a lot of hidden gems in those church bands. There are like a lot of really solid, like talented people in them. Actually, I went to high school with Pong.
Oh, Pong, yeah.
Yeah. And he started out with a church band. Like I remember, we went to church before he blew up and stuff like that. And he was just singing during the church band. Like the guy has always been real solid.
Yeah. Like in 6th grade.
Yeah.
In 6th grade, he was doing like the chat thing.
Yeah.
So the year he was doing it, my cousin, because I think Pong either won 2nd or 3rd, I can't remember, but my cousin won 1st place. So it was that same year, and like so when my cousin, his name is Isaiah. Shout out to my cousin Isaiah. But what's it called? When he was doing the chat thing, that was like my first like exposure to like knowing like the Hmong community is actually doing this music stuff. Right. But back then, it was like you had to make Hmong music, or like you had to speak Hmong in order to be like a big artist. And me, like I don't speak Hmong at all.
Okay.
Like my Hmong is terrible.
Yeah, because I was gonna ask you about that because I noticed like in a lot of your songs like you do it all in English, and I was gonna ask you if that's strategic because I had watched one of your interviews. I forget who the guy you interviewed with, but you had mentioned eventually not wanting to be just pigeonholed in that class of just Hmong rap, and then you eventually wanted to transition. So is it like strategic that you don't rap in Hmong, or?
I mean, like we had these talks. Like I don't want to be just considered a Hmong artist. I want to be an artist that just happens to be Hmong. But also, I just can't speak Hmong, so it's like
My next question was gonna be if you did. Would you be rapping in Hmong as well?
No, I just it's just something like I never grew up speaking, because I didn't really grow up with my grandparents that often, and then my parents didn't really speak Hmong. Okay. My parents can speak Hmong, they just never did growing up, so it's just something that I never like picked up. So it's like, I mean, like I now as I get older, like I think like being able to speak Hmong is like really important. So like for me, I wanna take like a Hmong class. Yeah. So I've been like looking it up because I think like who you are and like what you like who you are as a person is very important, and I think about that all the time. So as I get older, like I really want to like to just be able to speak Hmong. As my grandparents get older, what I'm saying, like it's just like, I want to be able to like communicate in their native language and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
No, it's the same thing with me. I mean, I'm Hmong Faki. I grew up in France around no Hmong people, so. To me, I never really spoke any Hmong. If anything, I never really heard that much Hmong until we moved to St. Paul when I was like 12 already. And then I started picking up a little bit until I picked up enough English, and I just got rid of the Hmong. And then as I got older, my wife's a Hmong teacher, so she's always talking about how like
surrounded.
But she's always talking about like if you lose your Hmong, then the culture basically dies with you, you know,
Yeah.
because if you can't know, you could be Hmong in the blood and you could be a Hmong person, look like a Hmong person, but if you can't even speak, if you can't go back to a place where there's Hmong people and speak Hmong, then you no longer link to the community because you're just
Yeah.
another Asian looking dude.
Yeah, I definitely
but you
feel that.
can't talk
Yeah.
with them.
I definitely
so
feel that.
when my wife said that, I was like, that's really true, and I don't speak that much Hmong either, but I do agree with her that like if you can't speak Hmong, then the culture kind of dies with you. You know?
Yeah, and like I said, as a kid, like when you're like a teenager, I was like, I just can't speak Hmong, so I don't care.
Yeah.
But like now that I'm older, like what you said, that really resonates with me because it's like, when my parents are gone, or like
Right.
my
Right.
grandma's gone,
Yeah.
and then when I have kids, and then my kids are like gonna ask like, like, where did we come from?
Yeah.
Like, what is the language we speak?
Right.
And if I can't like, so it's just like now as I get older, I think that's very important too.
Yeah. But it's hard not to if you didn't grow up speaking it. And
Yeah, for sure. And I don't like.
You're not gonna start busting it out with your friends.
Yeah, and I don't like I don't beat myself up about it. And my friends, they're very understanding. Like they make fun of me. Like you can't speak Hmong,
Yeah.
but they're very understanding, and they're just like bro, you just need to learn eventually.
When I was young, we always made fun of the kid that couldn't speak Hmong.
Yeah, no, that was me. That was me, bro.
Like,
That was
and,
me.
And like growing up, like I spoke a lot of Hmong. I grew up in Minneapolis, so I spoke a lot of Hmong, and then as I grew older, like I spoke less and less of it, and I only find myself speaking Hmong to like a lot of like my old friends, like my day ones from like way back. in the
Yeah.
day.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the ones I feel the most comfortable like speaking Hmong to, but like yeah, like it is a lost art. It's kind of coming back though with like Hmong
Yeah,
music.
it is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
like-
sure.
Well, I'm glad that there's new Hmong younger generation because like I'm 35, you're 32,
Three,
3.
two.
Yeah, so I'm just happy
Yeah.
to see that there's a generation below us who instead of shying away from it, like
Yeah.
some of us, we shied away from it because it wasn't cool to speak Hmong or whatever. And now I'm seeing, and I don't know if it's true or not, it's just my perception. I'm seeing a younger generation coming through and using that Hmong to like be like have songs that are like of the era, right? It's modern music, but it's Hmong, and that's pretty cool because I'm like, good. If I ain't gonna speak Hmong, at least somebody else will, and at
Yeah.
least the culture doesn't die with me. They
Yeah.
keep it going. Of course, for us, we'd like to speak it because we don't want it to die with us either.
Yeah.
But it's nice to see that there's a generation below us who, I mean, your generation, people who
Yeah,
are
for
who are using the
sure, for
language,
sure, yeah.
and then making songs that are not old school Hmong songs that our parents listen to. That
Yeah,
we're like, I
not-
don't want to
yeah.
listen to that.
How
What up?
old are you?
I'm 25.
25,
shit,
prime
you're young.
peak,
Yeah.
prime
Yeah,
age.
yeah.
Like
Enjoy it, man.
man,
Enjoy it.
I've been in the music scene for so long. Like the narrative it went from like, cause I started when I was like 19. I dropped my first song as Kid Swami, like when I was 19. It went from like, man, you gonna be next up, you gonna be the next one, keep grinding. And now that I'm 25, everyone's like, man, I used to listen to you 6 years ago. I'm like, dog, I'm getting old as
It's
fuck.
almost like
Still out here,
Yeah,
man.
like no, I'm only 25, but like no, when I hear like now that I'm that age, I see like 18, 19-year-olds when they like, when we're out and about, they be like, man, I used to listen to you when I was 14, 15, whoopie whoop. I was like, damn, the only thing that goes to my mind is I'm getting old.
it's funny in music. You can become the OG pretty quick in music.
you-
It's
Yeah,
kinda
It's
like-
so,
kinda like-
It's a young man's
kinda
sport.
like
it's so
sports.
crazy.
Yeah, it's kind of like sports. In your teens, and then you're hot, 18, 19, 20. And then when you become 25 to 30, you're already kind of like not a little bit of leader, but you're also the OG of the game. And then you gotta and then you start seeing artists kind of transition their music too.
Yeah,
Like, you
yeah,
can
for
see
sure.
It changes.
Yeah, and I think the fact that I think about it like, yeah, I'm old, but I'm not like super old.
Right.
But like I think just because I started so young, people look at me now like I'm a OG in the Hmong music.
Yeah.
Just because I started so long, because like back when I first started in like 2017, there was like maybe like there was obviously there was like David Yang and like the
Yeah,
YDR
right.
people,
Guys.
and then there were just like maybe like two other guys. So I felt like it was just me. But nowadays in 2023, there's so many artists.
Yeah,
Yeah.
whenever
There's
I
so
type
many
in
people
Hmong
now.
rap or Hmong artists on YouTube, there's like and there's always like new ones.
Yeah,
Every time I
yeah.
hop in, like,
Nowadays, there's so
every-
many.
Yeah, every month I type it in, I'm like, oh, somebody I haven't seen before. Somebody I haven't
Yeah.
seen before. And then you listen to it because you're like trying to figure out who's who. But yeah, so you drop. When did you drop your first? Well, okay, you started kind of rap singing around 11. At what age did you start recording?
So
like,
I started
actually
recording probably
tracks?
like my freshman year. So I bought
Of high school.
my freshman year of high school. So then my mom got me my first computer.
Nice.
You know, just like it just gets the job done. You know, I was just excited, like, yeah, I'm gonna record. So I dropped my first song on So I used to drop all my music on SoundCloud.
Hell yeah.
So I used to drop all my music on SoundCloud. So I was doing that from like freshman year to like 15 till like, like the after I graduated. So then after that, after like 2018, I was like, okay. But I was still going by like my name, just Anthony Her.
Okay.
But I always wanted
Hey,
to.
her.
Yeah,
All right,
okay, that's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah.
My question was actually going to be, what is the name? What is
Yeah.
the name?
Oh,
yeah.
Got you.
But yeah, so that was my name. But I always just felt like my name wasn't that cool. Like you just want a rap name.
Right.
So I was like, so I just went by. So then 2018, that's when I started like Kid Swami. I was like a whole.
Well, I saw you got it. Where did I listen to this? Yeah, on a
Generator, right?
Yeah, the Wu-Tang.
Whose interview was that?
The DC Reacts.
Oh, right.
DC
Which is a
Reacts.
podcast too, right?
So yeah, he was like a YouTube guy.
Okay.
Yeah, YouTube guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I think I just watched that the other day before we knew you were coming on. I started watching some of that stuff just to get kind of spun up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
Yeah, the Wu-Tang rap name generator. Because like I said, I just thought like when people were like, "Oh, you listen to Anthony Her?" I was like, they cool.
Yeah.
But the funniest thing about like my name Kid Swami, because like I was like, yeah, because I was clicking that shit for like 3 hours,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then I
So
was
you
like,
had many names come up.
man, they were
Okay,
ass.
Any close seconds?
No, hell no.
Nothing?
Okay.
Hell no.
Swami is dope. Swami is dope.
No,
names,
see,
yeah,
but that's the thing though.
stands
So
out.
so after it said Swami, I put the kid in front of it.
Okay.
I told all my friends, told my brother-in-law.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I'm about to be called Kid Swami, and they were like, dog, that shit's ass.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
nobody liked
Yeah,
it. They still don't like it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
For those of you who can't see, Kid
Yeah.
Swami got two of the homies over here
yeah.
watching too.
Yeah. Oh, so yeah, they were just like, bro, it's not even a good name. It's just
Yeah.
like you just took it, ran with it, and you just make
Yeah.
great music. And now, I think it's great.
Yeah.
but
It's great. Like, and especially now, like, right now, there's a lot of littles, a lot of kids.
Well, Little is always gonna be.
Yeah.
Lil's gonna
Yeah,
be
yeah.
forever.
Bow Wow, there was
Lil's
some
gonna be
artists, Lil
forever.
Romeo's.
Yeah.
At what age are you no longer a kid? Can you no longer?
I
you
don't
gonna-
see.
yeah, are you
I
gonna-
don't know.
yeah,
See,
yeah.
Are
I'm
you gonna
I
upgrade
see.
that?
I'm
'Cause
torn.
you're 25 now.
I'm torn about that. I'm torn about
Well, what
that.
would you change it to?
Just Swami, but like,
Yeah, just
see,
Swami, right,
or,
just
or
Swami.
but I don't know.
Swami the
like,
man.
like for me, like, I just felt like, I just don't know. It's just like,
Yeah.
But
So you
so
should just write it out till it feels.
yeah,
old.
yeah,
Right,
and
yeah,
to me, it's like it's like it's personal to me because I think of when I created that name, it's like it's special to me because like I think of all the memories, what was going through my mind and what I was going through at the time. So like me, I feel like I'll never change it, but I don't know, maybe eventually I'll just
Yeah.
be like, all right, bro, I'm 40 years old, am I still a kid?
Yeah,
So I'm,
yeah,
right,
you know what I'm
right.
saying? But we'll see.
And I think there'll be a time, maybe, and I don't know. I'm just saying, maybe there will be a time where to you feel like you've evolved to like a next stage.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
when you'll do it
no,
organically,
Mhm,
right?
yeah, and
Not
I-
forcing
yeah.
it.
yeah, and I feel like honestly, I feel like I've reached that point right now.
Oh, really?
But yeah, I just feel like my music as I get older, I just want to talk about different things.
Yeah, the thoughts.
It's
change,
just like cause like as a kid, it's always like I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna be the best. But as I get older, I realize like there are a lot of more important things to talk about. Like me, I like
Right.
my music now. It's just like a lot of it is like dealing with like mental health and like
Yeah, yeah.
depression, all that stuff. Because I feel like turn up music is cool. Like,
Yeah.
Right.
but you're not turning up all the time.
Yeah.
And people get tired of that.
At some
but,
point, that's low.
you know,
Yeah.
But like when I talk about what I've been working on, like mental health and like, having a bad day and, feeling like you're alone and like, who can hear me? I feel like that's important.
But that stuff's relatable. It's like, when like, because I grew up, when I graduated high school, it was 2006. And like a lot of stuff that I listened to before was even the 90s, which was like Nas or Tupac. And they didn't really, it wasn't really turn up style music. Like I think maybe Little John really brought the turn up style.
Oh, you listen to Lil Jon back then?
Well, it was always
come
played.
on,
It was
everybody
always
did.
played. It was
Yeah.
always played in the club, so
Yeah,
you
you're
couldn't
too
really
young,
run
but-
away. from
Oh
it.
no, I know Lil
Yeah,
Jon.
yeah,
I know
come
Lil
on.
Jon.
But I
I'm
mean,
a
like,
classic guy. I'm
People
old
always
school.
related to the people that talk about their life experiences.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like J. Cole, right? J. Cole, why do people like J. Cole? I think it's because a lot of time he talks about just life in general.
Yeah.
And people relate to that. Turn up music is the type of music to me that you listen to when you're in that mood.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
when
yeah.
You're going to the
Yeah.
club and you're ready to turn up. You want to hear that. But what about other times when you're just cruising by yourself?
Yeah, exactly.
And you just wanna turn on
Exactly.
track that
100%.
talks to you?
100%.
That's just the natural progression of an artist, right? I mean, you look at a guy like Jay-Z who did those turn up music back then.
Yeah.
And then you listen to his track, what, 444?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's a totally different sound. And, you know, as you get older, things, you know, hit different. Your audience is getting older, and so you're growing with them.
For sure.
And so, like, eventually, you gotta talk about something.
Yeah,
else.
yeah. Because I've been, you know, you know, me and my cousin Sonny, we talk about like my career as a whole.
Yeah.
You know, I've been talking about like, you know, heartbreak. Heartbreak is just, you know, so it's just like
Everybody's gonna go through it.
everyone goes through heartbreak,
yeah.
so that's gonna last forever. But like,
Yeah.
like you said, the turn up music and stuff, people get tired of that.
Yeah.
But as I get older, like I said, I'm 25. I want to
Yeah.
now. I think now of like, how am I gonna be remembered?
Yeah.
Because you know, like even after the turn up songs,
Yeah.
clubs all said and done, you're gonna go home.
Yeah.
You're on the way home. You're gonna listen to something that like hits your heart,
Right.
hits your soul. So I want people to resonate with my music outside of like, you know, Unison or like, you know, like the bars or whatever. I want people to like, you know, like to come to my music when they feel like at their lowest point. Cause you know, like, you know, some people don't have what like we have. Some people don't have friends.
Right.
You know, I realize like when I talk to all my boys, you know, we talk about like, you know how special our bond is? It's special because like not a lot of people have this. How many people can you come to like when you guys are I don't know how close you guys are, but like when you have a bad day, like can you be like call them up like, yo, I'm really beat up. I'm having a really
Right.
bad day.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't have that. So like some people that don't have that, I at least want my music to be like that someone.
Right.
You know, like you're not alone. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I just think that's really important to let people know that they're not
Well, I
alone.
think
and
it
stuff.
shows strength too, like especially somebody like you who plays in front of a lot of people. It shows it shows part of your personality, and it shows strength to be able to talk about those things. Because turn up music, I mean, we all have times when we want to turn up, and so we can talk about turning up. But to talk about like down times or sad times, those things are relatable because we know human beings. We all go through those feelings. But when you just listen to turn up music, there's only certain times, like you said, there's only certain times that's gonna actually like, I mean, yeah, maybe when you're like 18, 19, you do listen to turn up music when you're just driving down the highway. But when you get a little older, you start to listen to shit that like speaks to you as well.
For
And,
sure.
like, talks about your
100%.
life,
100%.
struggles, things like that. Yeah.
So when did you realize like this, like you can make a career out of this? Like this is a path.
Are you calling it a career?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I take it pretty serious.
Right.
So yeah,
Yeah.
I would call it a career.
Yeah.
But like to answer your question, I was always just not to sound cocky, and I hope this doesn't come across as cocky.
Yeah.
I just always knew that I was the coldest person ever.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like at Hmong New Year, like
Yeah.
me and my other cousin Jesse, shout out to my cousin Jesse, like we would just go around like with guitar and we would just like rap and freestyle.
Hell yeah.
This is like off the dome. I'm like 12 years old, freestyling to like random people, you know, and then like people when people used to like, you know, like you go to house parties back then, people are rapping.
Yeah.
I would be outside like smoking. They would come run up the stairs and be like, yo, they rapping, go kill them. Like,
Yeah.
you know, so like I always knew like I was like I said, not to sound cocky, I just knew I was like better than like the average person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like I always thought that. And then once I started releasing music, because like when I started releasing music on YouTube, like my first video had like 50,000 views in a month.
Yeah.
And then my first music video with Stupid Young had like 1 million views in 6 months.
Yeah.
You know, so that kind of
that's-
like reassured
that
like
one
my
we've seen. I mean, I've seen it a bunch of times.
yeah.
How did that come about? Like, did he hit you up? You hit him up, or that was
Yeah, tell
big,
us
like,
tell us
that's
about
at
the business
millions.
side. 'cause
Yeah,
there's a
yeah.
business
So
side, right?
my one of my boys that I grew up with, Solo, he's like always ahead of the curve. Like he spots stuff that like he'll find stuff that like no one cares about. And then 6 months ago, he's like, bro, this is shit I showed you 6 months ago. I told you he was gonna be big. So Stupid Young, he been following Stupid Young before I was following Stupid Young.
Okay.
And then Stupid Young had like a post on his Instagram story like, I'm doing features for cheap. Hit my line, you know, let's do business. And then he sent it to me. He was like, bro, do a feature with him. I guarantee you that shit'll take your career to the moon. 'Cause I only had one song out at that time.
Yep.
So then I DM'd him, and then he was like, all right, you want to do music? Here's my price. So then I did that. I sent him the money. I sent him the song.
Okay, so it was a paid for deal.
Yeah.
okay.
That's how
Yeah.
that's the
I didn't
industry.
know how
That's
that- I didn't
that's
know
the
that's how
that's
it
like the
works,
industry
yeah.
standard. That's like
how
the
it
industry
works?
standard.
Okay.
You know, that's just how it is in general. You ask anybody that has a fan base, at least
Right.
I
You
would
gotta
I
buy
would hope
in.
I
You
would
gotta
hope.
buy in,
You know what I'm saying? Because like now I do that same,
Right,
but because
right.
I feel like I built that
Right.
you know that name.
Right.
You know, so yeah, so I did that. So I paid him, and then he sent the song back in like a day, and I was like, dog, I know this song is gonna blow up. I know it. But I held on to the song for like 3 months because I knew it's not gonna do any numbers without a music video. 'Cause I do a lot of research. I do a lot of research too. Like when you compare songs to like they have just the audio, it'll have like 200K. But then songs with the music video will have like 15 million.
Yeah.
So I knew I was like, if I want this to be a great moment, I have to shoot a music video. But then I was like, I'm broke as hell. I'm 19 years old. I'm making $400 detailing at a dealership.
Yeah.
So I was just like, you know what? Just God, you know, please throw me a Hail Mary. And then, like I said, I'm showering one day, and then I hear like my phone buzzing, and it's Stupid Young. Like Stupid Young was like, "Yo, I'm about to come to town in June or like in I think May for a show. Like, let's shoot a video." And I was like, "Dog," I was just like praying, like, God, throw me a fucking Hail Mary, you know. So then I was like, "Man, this is crazy." So then, like I said, I'm looking for videographers and stuff, but like I said, because he was coming to town like the next day.
Okay.
And I had no idea he was coming.
yeah.
So no videographers are booked. So I'm hitting up everybody I know. Everyone's like, I'm booked, I'm busy. And then I found this like super cold guy, the guy that actually shot the video. I was like, yo, can you shoot a video tomorrow? Like, please, bro. He's like, bro, honestly, I'm booked. I was like, dude, I'll pay you double whatever the other dude's paying. I just need somebody.
That's the one you guys shot on Raspberry Island.
Yup. And I was like, bro, I'll pay you double whatever, you know, whatever your daily rate is. Just show up tomorrow, please. I need this. And then he was like, all right, come on, I'm with it.
No, but you're right. Like you said, even me when I watch, when I listen to songs, especially if I'm in the mood where I'm just chilling and I'm at home, right?
Mm-hmm.
I can turn on a song. Let's say I'm playing FIFA on the PS4, right? I'll play a song because I'm not paying attention to my phone. But if I'm actually paying attention to my phone, the visual aspect of seeing who the artist is, how he acts, how he dresses, how he moves, all those things create an impact on your mind, right? And if you like what you're seeing, you can almost win somebody's like following in it. Sometimes it could be the song. I mean, the song's probably the most important part, I would think. But sometimes it's also like, what am I seeing in this video?
It's the image. It's the image. Yeah. So like the way I always thought about it is like, say like you guys are doing like a barbecue with the boys, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, yo, put on some music. You're not gonna just put like a song with the audio. You're gonna put a music video on every time.
Yeah.
And
That's true.
I thought of
do
that,
do
and I
that.
thought of that, and I was like, that's how you get more views.
Yeah.
You know, because like your music videos, people just want something to look at.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like people just want something to look at, something to to keep them busy, and everything. Like I apply those little moments to like in my career. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, that's what's up. Because that video is hit big, and that video has been out since when?
So 2017, it has like 3.78 million
Yeah,
views.
that's
Oh,
crazy,
yeah,
bro.
yeah.
How's it feel to be part of a video that's got 3.7 million?
Man,
views?
honestly,
is that kind of
like,
crazy
that's
sometimes?
crazy.
You sit about it, think about it.
Yeah, that was my first music video ever.
Yeah,
that was my
ever?
first music video ever.
That's a perfect one to launch on. If it,
That was,
you
dude,
know?
literally. Okay, so what? I love that. I love that shit because back then, like when I was coming up, no one ever cared about me.
Yeah.
Cause like all the artists, like how it is, like like okay, and I can't say that, but it's like when as a young artist, I'm like, yo, I'm trying to get on. Like, can we collab? Like, I know I'm a young artist. I'm a nobody.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I messaged probably like 8 people. I'm not gonna say any names, but like I messaged like a bunch of people, and everybody left me on scene.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I'm gonna remember this. I'm gonna remember how this feels.
Yeah.
And then boom, I dropped that music video. I fly by everybody. And now
Yeah.
everybody hit me up.
Yeah.
And everybody turned around like, yo, we want to do a song. And I was like, nah, I'm good. Cause like, you
Yeah.
remember like, so you gotta watch who you shit on
Right,
when you're
right,
above
right,
them.
right.
That's why like me now, the position I'm at, not saying I'm a superstar,
Right.
but I give everybody a
But you
chance.
can bring up people. You can
I
bring
give
up people.
everybody a chance because I know how that feels. Like
Yeah,
all
right.
you want to do is like if you think you're good at something, you just want to show the world like
yeah.
I can do this. So now that when young people hit me up, like you gotta have a good song. I'm not gonna
Right,
lie.
right.
I'm not gonna do it for the money. The money's good, but like you can't just put your name to everything. So that but then I always remember how I feel. And people like all those collabs I do. Like I really have like a heart to heart talk. I give them any advice they want. How do I do this? How much should I post? How much should I drop? I tell them everything.
Yeah.
Like for me, they say the game is sold, not told. I don't care about that because I just remember how that made me feel.
Right.
And now people I feel like I'm very genuine. So they're gonna be like, yo, like you really helped me on the way up. And if like they blow up, I don't do that just so I can get it. I just do that because like I'm very genuine.
It was out of your heart.
I want
It's not
to
just
see
to
people
ride.
win because I know how that is feels like when you don't know anything. When you don't know anything, it's like you're just like looking in the dark. You're looking in the dark trying to figure out how to do this music stuff. You know, and I know how that feels. So I don't want anybody to feel like that. So like any artist can come to me. But the only thing I ask is that you're serious about it.
Yeah, right.
That's it. Cause like, I love this. You know what I'm saying? And like all my friends my friends have this joke was like, man, you're not really good at a lot of things. And that is true. That's true. But this right here, I'm the best at. I'm great at it.
Yeah.
You know, like I feel like this was like a gift given to me.
Right.
And like, and I feel like, I know you guys aren't artists or anything, but you guys have something that makes you passionate, right? It's like you're the best at whatever you do. When I'm on stage, I'm kidding. I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
If you could tell me I could fly, I could jump off the stage and fly, I would do it.
Yeah.
When I'm on that stage, it's a feeling that I can't even explain to you guys. It's just something about that feeling that I love so much.
And that's one thing that we brought you on too, because I want to talk about that because not a lot of people have the perspective of what it's like to actually stand on a stage, stare at like thousands of people.
Oh yeah.
Oh, we doing shots now, guys.
we doing it big on the No Eggs podcast,
bring the
baby.
rest of the-
This
bring
is
the
what we
rest of the
do, man.
crew,
This is what
bring
we
the rest
do, man.
We usually
Show your
have
face to the camera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're so used to having like conversations where we don't even drink. So. Hey, but this is
We
good.
have a
Now
good
people,
time.
yeah,
We have a good
exactly.
time.
We're just normal people, man.
Yeah, normal people.
Normal people.
And that's the one thing I always say is like, I think it's always so crazy how people think like I'm like a celebrity or something. Yeah. But like at the end of the day, I'm just a regular guy who makes music. It just so happens that my music resonates with a lot of people.
Right.
And I'm just really blessed, to have people that
Like you.
like these guys, they let me feel myself. They let me, love what I do.
Yeah, be
but,
you.
But they're always one thing I really appreciate is they're always sure to like keep me humble.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's your job. Yeah, that's the job. But like even the fact that you like came out here, like we're nobody. We got 10 videos.
We feel
up,
the same way about ourselves.
The fact
but
that,
I think
like,
that's what keeps us hungry too. Is that if you always thought that you were the hot shit, you would accept the credential, and then it would die.
Yeah,
you have to always
for
be
sure.
hungry,
Yeah,
right, to,
and
be better.
Like my cousin right here, he is always sure to let me know, like, hey, like, at one point you were the hottest, but you got to keep your foot on the cheers, guys.
Yeah.
That you got to keep your foot on the pedal, because like, if you get complacent, like there's gonna be someone that passes you up. Yeah. So I'm very thankful to have those people that are in my ear, keep me humble, but they also let me enjoy myself, like, because sometimes they be like, man, do you forget your Kid Swami sometimes? Because you know what I'm saying? Because like I just feel like I don't want to ever come off across like I'm cocky or I'm arrogant. I'm very confident in myself, but I'm very humble. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, to me,
yeah, you just you.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And I just don't want anyone to ever think that I'm getting big headed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's a big thing too. And that's what I was telling you. So when we were talking on Instagram, you were talking to both of us on Instagram, but that's one thing that I wanted to bring across to you is I wanted to tell you, like, I want to bring you out here so that you can talk and share your story too, because it's exactly that, right?
Oh, thank you.
It's exactly that. If I don't know you and you're this kid that's got 3.5 million views and I seen you at the Myth on the stage, then I start making these like false perception of who you are. But if you come on here and you talk and you tell us who you are and you talk normal just like this, then it makes it personable so that people know that, yo, Kid Swami, yeah, he's got a following, yeah, he's killing it, but you're you know what I'm saying? And that's important for people to not just understand, but to see, to hear.
For sure.
And even for me, right? Because I've only seen you on music videos too. So for me to actually talk with you, it's different. It allows me to actually like get to know you, Anthony, right?
Yeah.
Which is important.
And that's huge too. Like in today's like time, like if you're starting a business, whatever you're doing, you gotta be willing to be that face of it, and you gotta be willing to kind of put yourself out there. It's no more do we have these celebrities that come out and do one movie like once a month, right, or like once a year, and then we never hear from them.
Yeah, you gotta show who you are.
Yeah, like people want to know who you are. People want like being relatable is so authentic, But back to like Stupid Young, I saw that you guys did a couple of more features after your first original one. Do you guys still like you guys still talk on a regular basis? Do you kind of have like a relationship with him, like as far as like a mentorship? Or
So
anything
like
that?
me, I'm very cognizant of the fact that like a lot of my relationships in music are just business.
Yeah, transaction.
You know,
Right.
Okay.
and
Yeah,
I
yeah,
understand that. But to answer your question, like we still talk here and there.
Okay.
Like I'll swipe up on his story, he'll swipe up on mine.
Right.
He'll just be like, "Oh, go crazy," or like, I'll be like, "Oh yeah, go crazy," and then he'll be like, "Oh, good looks," But it's not like, "Oh, how was your day, bro?"
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because like
What'd you do today?
yeah, but yeah, 'cause it's very transactional, it's business wise, and I'm very cognizant of that. So I know not to overstep my.
Right.
Like not to think like, oh yeah, I did 2 songs with Stupid Young, so yeah, we boys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that would just be like,
Right.
And
if it was that, it would be that organically, right?
Yeah,
It would just happen.
yes, and
You
that's
ain't
why
gotta
like
force that.
that's why like for me, I like the Stupid Young features, I paid for those,
Yeah.
but now I don't. But like I don't know like how he thinks or anything, but I feel like if someone pays for a feature, it's like you didn't really earn it, but I'll still do the song.
Right.
So it's like I don't, I want what basically I'm trying to say is that, like any other big artist, I want the respect to be there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Of course, right.
Like imagine like say if like Lil Baby or something was like,
Yeah.
you pay Lil Baby $500,000, he's gonna do the song. He'd be like, he just paid for this.
Yeah.
But it's different if Lil Baby's like, hey bro, I see you going crazy, let's work. Because then there's that
right.
respect.
It's
And to
genuine.
me that means a lot too. So like I want like respect wise. But like,
Yeah.
But I think that's so key, like especially like it's so important that you do say that you paid for that, because like in the beginning, you got like you were very humble. You acknowledged that like you were young and you weren't nobody yet.
hell yeah.
And so like paying for that is huge, just because like I think for anybody starting anything, you gotta pay for it. You
Yeah.
gotta pay for features.
And you're
Yep.
painting the picture for somebody who doesn't know. Like for me, I had no idea you pay for that, right? I just
Yeah.
figured y'all clicked somewhere somehow. But for you to say that, it's important because it might be like you say, you're genuine, you're honest, and you're upfront to tell
Yeah.
your story. Because that now, we always say this. We don't know who listens to this, but obviously some people do. And sometimes painting the picture is good too. It's helpful in a
Yes.
way because you're showing
Yeah.
people that hey, if you want to get in the game, yes, like you said, you got to be good, you got to be serious. But 2, you might have to pay.
Yes,
You
yes,
might have
no,
to pay.
yeah, and then that too,
Yeah.
like that's the reason why I don't shy away from that.
Yeah.
I don't say like,
I'm glad you're
because
honest
like
about
like
that.
you said, I know what it's like to be an artist that has no subscribers,
Yeah.
and you have no idea how to, like I'm dropping music, it's getting 30 views, and like, where do I go? How do I
Right.
get big?
How do I get more? Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I don't like gatekeeping. Because
Right.
like.
Yeah. There
Like I said back then, like when you're hitting them up, that shit hurts, bro. Like I'm not gonna lie, like that shit hurt. That shit hurt my ego.
Yeah, right.
Asking
right.
people that like, you're just like, yo, I'm thinking out here like people are gonna be genuine like I am.
Right,
But then you learn like just because you're
Business,
genuine doesn't mean the other person gonna be genuine.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But then like I said, like, I don't ever want to gatekeep. Like it's the only thing I ask is like if you're hardworking and you want it as bad as I do. You know what I'm saying? Because like
Right.
because the only thing that really gets me irritated is if I spend all this time talking to you and telling you all this game and you don't do anything with it.
Yeah.
And
send you a sample
that's
and
it's happened a
never
few
come back.
times.
Yeah.
Like they'll send me this long paragraph and and I feel for that. I feel like like this is all I ever wanted. How do I do this? And you know what I'm saying? So I sat down with them and then trying to give them game, and then I was like, hey, but I want to see a song in the next month. But then like 2 or 3 months go by, nothing. That's the only thing that like that keeps me from messaging other people back.
And then you can't help everybody.
Yeah, I see it, and
You
then
can't help
that's
everybody,
my thing too. It's like I'm thinking you could just help everybody, but because like I said, I'm not gonna say any names, but like he was just like, how do I have the hunger? How do you develop the hunger?
Yeah, that
You
can't
gotta
be
have
bought.
it.
Yeah,
You got it.
and then how do I
can't be
develop
bought.
the hunger?
Yeah.
How do I develop the grind?
Yeah.
And I was like, bro, when I was your age, bro, I already had 600 songs written in my like. If I
Yeah.
showed you my notes, like you'll see like 1,000 notes in my phone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I keep them all because I like to look back at how far I've came.
Yeah.
But then if you gotta ask me, how do you develop the hunger? How do you
Yeah.
how do you get so good at grinding? Like, bro, I love this.
Yeah.
I love
I
this.
think
Like,
that can't be taught. That's the thing that, like,
Mhm.
same with me. Like, my business has come a long way, and to me, same as you, I'm sure, is you never think that it's good enough. You're always gonna push and strive for the next best thing. But Same with me. I get people that reach out to me and say, "Hey, how you run your business, or how much should I charge for this, or what do I got to do to get bigger?" And then to me, it's always like, I need to see action 1st. It's not that I'm stingy with my thoughts. I'm not. I really want people to succeed. First of all, I've reached out to people that succeed more than me, and when they gave me some energy, I was very thankful for that. So when I give my energy back, I want to make sure that you're gonna take that and run with it.
Yes.
And sometimes we try. Sometimes we give it to people that maybe we shouldn't have given it to, and that's how we learn. That's
Yeah,
how we
for
learn.
sure, for sure.
But it's true that it's something that I was always told in business is like, to find mentors, people that want to help you. They will help you when you've proven that you put in the dirt, the grind, the work. Then they'll probably see it. And sometimes you don't even have to say nothing. If you just keep doing your thing, they might even just reach down on their own.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
like,
Like
hey,
for
I
like
see you doing
for
your
like a
thing.
like a detailed business wise, like you say, like he may not like have clients, but he's asking for your hand and help, and you see like he's putting in the work, he does great work, but
I'll reach out to him.
yeah, but
straight
maybe
up.
you know tips that can help him get his business. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like for like you said, for me, I just want to see the work.
Right,
There
right,
have
the
been
work.
people that put in the work, they'll drop like 20 music videos, and they just need to figure out like what's going wrong.
Right.
You know, and that's when
The
people
one tip.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? And then that's when I was like, hey, you know, like you can get a feature from me, but you know what I'm saying? Like I'm just gonna tell you here's my price, here's what I can offer, you know, and it is what it is, you know.
Yeah.
You know, you just gotta be realistic with it, and you gotta want it. Like you said,
Right.
and that's the most important thing. You gotta see the work.
Well, that's super valuable because you, as an artist, like, you can't just spend all of your time replying to everybody.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, you can't be
You
replying
can't
to
answer
everybody.
everybody's questions, and at some point, you gotta find some way to vet them. So my question to you is like, if somebody wants a feature from you, do they gotta like or from anybody else? What is the best way to go about it? When they message it, do they gotta send a sample to? Do they gotta already have a catalog?
Yeah,
that
what are you
already
looking
exists?
for?
Yeah.
So for
Because how
me-
do you vet them?
So for me, everybody knows at this point in my career, no feature is gonna be free.
Yeah.
But if the song is good or if it's great, I'll do it for cheap.
Right.
You know what I'm
right,
saying?
Right.
Okay.
'Cause, like-
so they gotta send you that sample first.
Yeah. I mean,
Along
we talk.
with-
Yeah,
along
we
with
talk
that
about
first
it.
message,
You know,
okay.
for me, it's like if you're a nobody, say like if you have like say if you just want to make music one day, and you have like 13 subscribers, and like you said, me, I'm not gonna turn down any money. I'm not gonna
right,
lie.
right,
I'm not
right.
gonna lie and
Yeah,
say
right,
like,
right,
I'm not gonna
right.
lie and say this is all for the love. You know, because at the end of the day, this is a
Of
business.
course.
You know, like either so for me, if you don't have any fans, and the song is just I'm gonna charge you a lot more.
Right.
Yeah.
But if you have like a fan base and I genuinely like your music, then we can talk
Yeah.
about it. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I approach it.
Has there been times where somebody don't have as much following, but you really vibe with what they're doing?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Right,
Hell
right.
yeah.
It's okay. Cause,
Hell yeah.
Because sometimes talent speaks for itself too,
Mhm.
right?
Like the Bud song. That song's crazy. So like there's this one guy, he doesn't have that many subscribers or whatever, but he sent us a song. And you know, like for me, like I was like, damn, I find myself listening to the song
Right.
like it's so like it's just
On
a
your
regular
own,
song.
yeah,
Yeah. So
on
I
your
was
own.
like, you know, this is a great song. And then, you know, I just wanted, you know, so I was like, you know, it's a great song. You know, I hopped on it, it made it even better. You know, so like I said, if it's an amazing song,
Right.
regardless of how many fans you have or like following, I'll hop on it just because I
Right.
believe
Yeah,
in it.
yeah,
You know what
you
I'm
believe
saying?
in it, yeah. No, it's tough. So, but I wanted to ask you because I was going to ask you earlier. So, how does it feel like? Because I always think about this, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've spoken to audiences. I've spoken to like a high school full of kids and stuff like that. But how does it feel for you to be the guy? Because everybody's wondering this, right? When I'm the one, I think I just saw you actually at. I think I was there at the Myth on J4. Did you play?
Yeah, we did. We
On
both,
Friday, I
both of
think,
us
right?
did.
It's on
No,
Friday.
we were
You
on
do
Saturday.
music too,
Okay.
or
He made me start doing it.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so
So
you-
yeah. I basically I made
think
him.
Yeah.
Basically made him.
And I've seen you on stage, and when I watch it, I always think when I'm sitting there, I'm like, man, what's it like to be the guy up there? Like, so tell me about that. What's it like to be the guy up there that you got to jam, you got to throw out, and there's people, and you know that the energy comes from you, right? You paint the energy in the room.
Mm-hmm.
So
Most
what's
definitely.
that like?
Like I said, it's something that it's hard to describe. The basically the way it's like magic.
Yeah.
It's like magic. If you guys could tell me I could fly for those 15 minutes, I could fly. You know, like because he was performing too, and then we got off the stage and we were like, bro, I felt like if we would have jumped in the crowd and crowd surfed, they would have caught us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's the feeling. It's like magic. It's like I love it. You know, it's like no other drug. No, you know, it's just
Right. It's a high,
it's a
adrenaline.
high. You just can't you can't describe it. You know, when especially when they know the song,
Right.
you know, it's like, wow, like I made this in my basement in my boxers.
in your head,
I
right?
made this in my
Out of your head,
boxers in my room, and now people are screaming this, and it's like wow, it's like, you know, hard work pays off. You know what I'm saying? So like, you know, it's just indescribable. I love it. You know, it's like
What's the biggest crowd you think you played for?
probably Myth, like
Yeah.
probably
like,
Myth,
That's like how
like
many?
3
people
to
in that
5,
place?
3 to 5,000 maybe,
Yeah.
3 to
That's
5,000.
a lot of
crazy
people.
though.
It's
to
crazy.
Have, like that's got to be a crazy feeling to have like 3,000 to 5,000 people vibing,
Singing
and
your
just
songs.
totally
Just
Yeah.
vibing, yeah,
into it.
vibing. See, it's like,
Yeah.
cause I know I know like not everyone is gonna excuse me. I know not everyone's gonna know my songs, but what I know I can do is I can bring the vibe out.
Right.
So for me personally, I never cared about sounding the best, cause I'll tell you guys right now, I'm not the best live singer.
Right.
Yeah.
I know I can hold a note, but you know, I just feel like that's not really important. If I'm jumping on stage, interacting with the crowd, you know, shaking hands, grabbing phones, doing all this, people love that.
Yeah.
I'm mad because like, how would you guys feel? Like, man, Kid Swami sounded great on stage, but that was so boring.
Right.
Yeah.
Versus,
Right.
yeah, Kid Swami didn't sound like great, but man, he was going crazy.
Yeah.
I feel like that's so much more important because like
the entertainment.
yeah,
factor
no,
of-
because I felt like when I first came out, I felt like that's what was really missing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I felt like I was like a pioneer in that, you know, like in making a good show great.
Right.
Just the performance perspective.
Right.
I didn't really care about the vocal performance, you know, much so, you know, that was just kind of after me,
Yeah.
you know. But I just always wanted to bring that energy. I wanted people to like remember me, cause like man, cause my first show ever I did was with YDR. And the comments in my videos, the next video I dropped, they were like, man, I saw you at YDR 2018 and I was about to fall asleep. But when you came on stage, like, man, you had the whole crowd jumping, keep doing your thing. So I knew that was
Yeah.
right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because when I go to concerts from the other big artists and stuff, like, that's what I want to see, you
Right.
know? Like, you know, that's what I
Show,
want to
yeah,
see.
you wanna see a show.
Yeah.
I want them to put a show on.
Yeah, let's talk about that a little bit more. Just like, well, listening to you, like that's what I was telling too earlier. Was like, I realized like you have a good understanding of music and a good understanding of the entertainment aspect of the whole thing, and that's why like I said, you know, in the beginning when you first got here, I said you're like a little Dirk. Because I think what Dirk, I mean, he doesn't have the hardest bars, not the greatest at storytelling, but he understands music and he understands where that's headed towards. And so like how did you craft that?
Right. How did you
Like,
learn how to
in
throw
the
the
beginning,
energy
like-
down?
Honestly, I think a lot of it is just going based off what I feel.
Yeah.
You know, like when I'm in the studio, but so like I used to write a lot, and then like now, like the last like year or so, I would just like get in a booth and like freestyle, and then record and stuff. A lot of it is just based on how I feel. You know, I don't really think about the movements that I do. You know what I'm saying, or nothing like that. A lot of it is just like it's just how you feel.
Okay.
But you know, as I get older, then I kind of start to rehearse things to
Right.
to put on a
Yeah,
to put on a better
exactly.
show.
Yeah.
Because I feel like at some point you can't you can't just wing it.
And
You
you
can't
learn
just
from
wing
every
it.
single experience too, right? So like every time you throw on a show, I'm sure your first shows don't look like the shows of today, you know, and you learn through every single show. What are some things that I did that really hit? What are some things that I've
Yeah,
done
yeah,
that
yeah.
really vibe the people? Well, like, what are some things that I've said? Like, what's one
Yeah.
sentence that I've said that really
So
made people
I think
hype?
now that's a great thing you brought up. So what I do, so what I used to do is like, so beginning, like for example, YDR 2018, I freestyled the entire show, and then I would
Shit, for real?
like, you know, the set wise,
set,
you know,
yeah,
the set
the
wise. I
set,
had the
yeah.
songs, but the set, like when I would jump, when I'd be like, put your hands up, like that type of stuff. So then people would record me and send me the videos. I would see like what gets the most reaction.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So then I would keep that in the back of my head. So like when I think the thing that I need to work on for say myself is like in between the songs, how to turn up the crowd. Cause like for me, I'm just very a performer. Like when I don't make music, you know, I'm kind of like I'm like an extrovert when I need to be, but for the most part, I just like to chill at home and stuff. But you know, like I pick up on stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, like put your hands up, or you know what I'm saying? Like, ladies, if this your song, let me hear you say, ah, you know, like that type of shit. You know. So I, you know, I just try to pick up on that type of stuff.
Yeah. No, that definitely takes experience. And are there a lot of shows that you've done at the beginning of your career when you started playing where like you legit felt like you didn't turn up when you should have turned up, when you like you left the stage disappointed? Do you feel that a lot, or you feel like you give your all every time and you're because it's got to be, because you can't be feeling the same every single time you go out,
Yeah.
right?
No, I feel like so there'll be some shows where like I either get a little too drunk and then you don't put on put on the show that you want to, or you know, like maybe you're just sick. But I think one thing I say that I'm pretty good at is turning the crowd up. You know, because there was one show where I just had a sore throat for some reason.
Yeah.
So my vocal performance wasn't really there. But you know, I can be like, yo, put your hands up, or like 1, 2, you know, all that stuff. So I'm really good at that.
Yeah.
So I think now what I'm trying to do is just try and get healthier so I can put on a better performance and stuff. Cause like now it's, you know, like I said, you just can't wing it forever.
Yeah.
And then like you
age
said,
catches up at some point.
yeah, no, like for
Sport is
real,
like
like
sport. It's
yeah,
like sport. You gotta train,
yes.
you
Like
gotta-
back then, 2018 or something, like you just get drunk as hell and just perform. But then age catches up to you.
Father
You know?
time.
Right.
Yeah, you know. So I feel like, and I get, you know, me and my cousin, we always talk about it. Like I want to take it more serious, you know, like
Right.
Yeah.
the performance wise, because I've been
Yep.
winging it for a majority of my career. But as I get older, like I want to put on an amazing show.
Right. And at the end of the day, people are paying a lot of money.
Exactly.
to
That's
come
what
see
I
you.
that's
Yeah,
what I was
yeah,
gonna
for
say.
sure, for sure.
You got to be
Gotta
cognizant that people are dropping cash.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But don't get me wrong though. I feel like I've never put on a terrible show.
Yeah.
I just feel like I
Come on.
could.
Ain't no
Right.
bad shows here.
Never,
Ain't no
never,
bad shows.
never,
in
never,
Swami.
never.
Yeah, but you know, all I'm saying is in your head, you know when you.
Yeah. Maybe.
plus
Maybe I
versus
should.
like
Yeah.
phoned it
Yes.
in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like maybe I shouldn't have taken those last 3 shots before I went on stage.
Yeah.
You know, but you know, those are just learning experiences, and you know what I'm saying. And like I said, ever since I made my cousin make music with me now, and like, you know, he keeps me in shape. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He whips me in shape. You know, when it needs to happen.
There you go.
That's what's up.
So-
So, yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, 25. We grew up in different rap eras. Who did you draw your inspirations from?
Yeah.
It could be locally. They could be Hmong.
Right,
They could be
small, big.
anybody.
I think just growing up or just in general.
Just
general, man.
let's go and rap. Yeah.
Or just go. You mean growing up though, or?
Yeah. Growing up. Yeah.
So I was a big fan of Drake,
Okay.
but no, honestly, I was more of like an R&B person growing up.
Okay.
So
Really?
my first album I ever bought was Usher's Confessions album,
Nice.
Yeah.
What year is
Deep,
Confessions?
man.
2002.
Oh, damn.
2002.
I
Yup.
just moved from France. Yeah.
2002.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Confessions
Okay.
is old school,
Or,
man.
yeah. Or was it that recent ago?
Shit,
I
you
thought it
must have
was
been
not.
like when
Okay.
Confessions came out. You must have been like, because I was probably like.
So when it first came out, I was
already.
5.
Yeah,
So when it
exactly.
first came out, I was
like
5.
already,
But then
yeah.
I was in 2nd grade. And then after that, I bought Chris Brown's exclusive album. That was in 4th grade. Then I bought T-Pain's Epiphany album.
Hey,
So I really loved R&B. You know, I really loved R&B, and I still do.
yeah.
You know, so I think those were like my first influences. I think like rap didn't really come to my mind until like my cousins and them started
Yeah.
making music, and then I was like, you know, I'm the 4th best. I need to stand out somehow.
Yeah. Once you realize like singing is kind of tough.
Yeah, for real. And then because you know, and then everyone's like, yeah, you're pretty good for like a 12-year-old. You know.
Yeah, yeah,
Those
yeah.
are a great like list of like first couple albums. I definitely shit. My first album was the Young Buck album.
Young Buck.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Young Buck.
That was
You know what my first album that I bought was?
well, like
DMX.
with my own money.
DMX.
With my own money. If I had money back then, I would have bought different. But like
What would have been the first album that you would have bought if you
yeah,
had money back?
Yeah. But man, and I still get made fun of to this day because my buddy's like,
Young
yeah,
Buck.
you listen to Young Buck, like don't
Young
talk
Buck
to me
was
about
sick,
music.
though. Young Buck when he was rolling with G Unit at the time. Yeah, no, they were good. Lloyd Banks, all
He
those guys
alright.
were cool.
He's all right.
Yeah, see, I know who they are, but I never listened to
Oh,
them.
okay,
I just know 50 Cent.
We're about 10 years.
okay.
Yeah. I just know 50 Cent.
Yeah.
And then also, I can't forget. I also had the Akon album, the Convict album in
Oh,
3rd
hell
grade.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So all those classic albums, you know, I feel like that's like when I make my music and stuff. you know, like I always think about like, you know, T-Pain. I'm a huge T-Pain fan. And,
Hey.
you know, auto tune and stuff.
Right.
You know, like my sound is kind of auto tune ish. I guess
Right,
you know,
right.
you know, I don't shy away from using that
Yeah, yeah.
because
yeah.
I feel like
No, you shouldn't.
that's my sound.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like I said, I never prioritized great vocal performances. It's for me, it's always like the lyrical stuff is cool, you know, but like when you you know, but also I like to do like a melodic twist on it. So like T-Pain, Akon, those are very like my influences
But I
and
feel
stuff.
like music has changed too. You know, like
It has.
it has changed to the point where like back then it was probably the vocals and the lyrics, versus now it can just be sometimes it could just be the show, sometimes it could just be the appearance, sometimes it could just be the hype.
Yeah.
And everything works because there's an audience for everything.
Yeah, and I feel like people like different artists for different reasons.
yeah.
You know, like you might like this artist because he has such a cool aura. I mean, you may not like his music. Like for me, like 50 Cent, I just like him for, you know, for the aura, the business side, like how much of, you know, like, you know, his image. Or by Chris Brown, I like his music,
Yeah.
You know, like so some people might like this artist because of his image.
Right.
Or because of his sound, or because of what he represents.
Yeah.
And I understand that. You know, like for me, like, you know, like I want people to like resonate with my music.
Yeah.
You know, like, you know, cause like the image stuff is kind of just like, you know, it's like what I'm not trying to be something I'm not.
Right.
You know, but I want people to like resonate with my music. To like, you know, I'm actually saying something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what I want people to resonate with, my music.
But that's why I said I think you have a great understanding of music, because when I listen to like some of your older songs, even some of the stuff like you were featured, I think the song was Pooh Shiesty. Like the bars on there was hard.
That was the
your
song we were talking about.
Your bars were hard. Like that's the thing where it's like, all right, now if you can mix that with kind of that the auto tune sound, kind of the more melodic sound, like all right, if you can bring real talent into that, like you're making really solid
Yeah,
stuff.
no, and
That's why I compared you to like a Dirk and those guys, because
Thank
those
you.
guys they have talent and they understand where the direction music is heading.
thank you. I
There's
appreciate
nothing
that.
more annoying to me, right, than like those fucking old hip hop heads that listen to 90s, early 2000s rap, and they're all on Kendrick's dick, right?
Yep, yeah,
And all
I
they
know.
talk about is like the old school sound, yada yada, all these old heads, yada yada, where they don't understand like where the direction that music is.
Yeah,
heading,
for
you
sure.
know? And so that's like I hate talking to those people. Like I don't even, man. But I think one of the most influential time in our era in the last decade is that you know, this is a hot take, but one of the most influential time in hip hop culture in the last decade is that 2016 Double XL freshman
Thank
cover.
you. Thank
I'm
you.
telling you.
Thank you.
Those guys,
Thank
yo,
you. Thank
Kodak,
you.
Lil
Thank you.
Uzi, those
Thank
guys,
you.
those guys like,
Thank you.
and those guys were all SoundCloud rappers. They they produced all of their own stuff. They pushed all their own stuff out there, like, and people people naturally fucked
Just
with them.
gravitated to them.
Yeah,
Yes,
and that's the thing where it's
Thank
like
you.
all
Yes.
the music prior to that were heavily produced by music companies, by record labels, and they all kind of sounded the same and had a very similar sound. But when 21 came out, Kodak and those guys, XXX Testosterone, like those guys came out with kind of like the more mumble sound, the more emo rap. Fucking Uzi took it to another level by doing Rockstar. We need a Uzi in the Hmong community. Bro, we need a Uzi in the Hmong community, bro. Bro, you just need to start putting on that skin tight leather. with some Lucifer shit on.
You know, no, and that's why I said thank you, because it's like, you know, everyone loves it now, but back then it's like, you know, like you said, I don't like people that are so against change.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like that's 2016, 2017. It's like you could see the change in the direction of where music is going.
Yeah.
And for me, it's like, you know, I pride myself on being able to change with the times. Because like if you listen to my SoundCloud stuff, it'll be like you know, like 90s rap. You know what I'm saying? And people will always be like, wow, I didn't know you used to, you know, because that's all I used to listen to back in high school.
Yeah.
But then I realized, like, as soon as they came out, I was like, bro, like Lil Uzi, like you said, 21 Savage,
Yeah.
like all the people, like the sound is gonna change, and I feel like if you don't evolve, you're gonna die.
Yeah.
You know, you're gonna get left behind. You know, maybe if you're so good at that, you know, that like retro sound, they'll still fuck with you.
Yeah.
But it's like me, it's like I'm trying to be like the best.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like that's a fault at some point too, because like, you know, one of my big bros told me, it's like, he's like, you know, you put a lot of pressure on yourself to be like the best in the community, you know, and I was like, I feel that. And he's like, do you realize like some people they just do it for fun? And I was like, I understand that, but it's like for me, it's like this is like I tell you guys, like this is all I know.
Yeah.
You know, all my boys know it. This is all I know because this is all I've done.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like I just want to give it everything I can give it. You know what I'm saying? Because like so it's like it hits different for me. It really does hit different for me. Like music is everything.
Yeah.
When people say like, you know, people like, tell me about yourself. It's like most of it is just music. 'Cause this is all I've done, and this is everything I love.
But I think that it wouldn't be like for the notoriety that you do have. I don't think that comes out of luck. You know what I mean? Like I don't think that anything comes out of luck. Sometimes it can, but as you said earlier, some people got to put in work in order for something to actually come through. Like it's not just pure luck, right? It's a lot of effort. It's a lot of trial and error. Because like of all the tracks that let's say do or have hit for you, how many tracks have not?
So many.
Yeah,
So many.
So like you've written and sang and recorded so many tracks and probably released them as well, where a whole lot nothing happened, right?
Yeah.
So-
You know, and like you said,
Do you feel like you have an inclination to knowing when a track might hit?
nah,
Yeah.
hell no.
Yeah.
Because for me, it's like I think I'm so good at it, and I just think every song is.
Has there anything that you've been able to correlate to which tracks do hit?
No.
No.
No,
Okay.
I mean, like it's like for me, like I said, I think everything is 100 million views worthy.
right.
You know,
Yeah, the
but
belief.
then like I guess kind of yeah, cause like say like we'll make like, you know, we'll be in the studio, we'll make like 10 songs, and then like as the weeks go by, the songs that you keep playing over and over again,
Yeah.
then you know
Okay.
like those ones are good.
Right.
Because like when say if I create a song, I'll listen to that shit for like 6 hours straight. Like yeah, this one's it.
Yeah.
But then like a week and a half later, you listen to it again. It's like maybe I was
Right.
just feeling it in the moment, you know.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I mean I guess I can kind of, but then at the end of the day, like you never know. You
Yeah,
never
yeah,
know.
You never know.
You
yeah.
never know, and that's why like for me, it's like I feel like I get really down on myself, like this song is gonna be the one where he has like 100 million views in the
Where
first
your
month.
belief is
Yeah,
there,
like your belief is so much there, and then when it doesn't happen, I do get down on that.
So have you learned then since through the experience now to just be like, just go with the flow, enjoy it, have fun?
I
see
mean,
what happens.
I'm
and
I'm
just-
trying to.
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I try to.
Yeah.
You know, and then you know.
But
like,
I think you gotta have that. Like I appreciate that you're saying that you do still have that deep emotional tie to it. This gonna hit, and then when it doesn't hit,
yeah,
you feel
no,
bad.
yeah.
Because that's what makes you probably want to be like, shit. Why didn't that work?
Yeah,
And then
yeah,
you're
you know,
always
yeah.
digging for like, why didn't that work?
Mhm.
Why didn't that
Yeah,
work?
yeah, no, and like
it
yeah.
makes you better.
So
right?
like that's what we do all the time is like we'll like we all talk about it, you know, because like I'm very grateful to have friends that care about my career too. So we have these talks like when it doesn't hit, like yo, why don't you think it happened? Maybe it was this, maybe it was that. You know what I'm saying? And then you know, like I said, I think it's very hard for me personally, just because, like you said, everything I rap about is not a lie. It's not a fairy tale.
Right.
It's just my life and being vulnerable. And,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I just feel like it hurts when you're being vulnerable and they don't
don't
resonate with it.
recognize- yeah,
So
don't
so
recognize
like, but I'm trying to let that go and being detached from it. But that's just the process.
But the weird thing about music is that like sometimes you'll be sharing what's really meaningful to you, but when I listen to music, I'm listening for what means a lot to me.
Yes,
right?
yeah. Mhm.
So sometimes I feel like maybe the more general songs might hit more people because it's a topic that we can all relate. And then when it's very personal, some people will tie into that because they're going through the same thing or
Yeah.
gone through the same thing. But then sometimes I just be like, okay, I like the beats, I like the way it flows, but the lyrics themselves
Yeah,
do nothing for
And
me.
also, one thing where I was like, even if it doesn't do the biggest numbers, a lot of people still love the song.
Yeah.
So I dropped like a 5-song project maybe like 3 years ago, and it didn't do that good. and maybe every song has like 7,000, 10,000.
Yeah.
And I was just gonna delete it off my YouTube because people, didn't do that. It doesn't look that good on my YouTube.
Yep.
Something.
I think it's just up there.
Oh,
You're good.
okay,
You're gonna
okay.
capture through here.
I didn't
Yeah.
know if that was something
Nah.
wrong with the mic.
So yeah, it didn't do that good, right? But then I got this message on I think it was Instagram or Facebook. There was this girl was like, "Hey, I really loved this song that you put on the project. It really spoke to me and it really got me through hard times. And I just want you to know that like us fans really appreciate the music that you put out. So don't stop putting out music because they really help me get through hard times. And I love getting those messages because that's how like my music. Say it even doesn't get like 100K.
Right.
It doesn't fall on deaf
It
ears.
impacts
So
somebody's
that's why
life,
that's why even if a song doesn't do that good, I don't ever take it off.
Right.
Because like you never know. Like say if I drop like a song talk about mental health and it like it's like 5K, but maybe that song saved somebody's life.
Yeah.
Right.
So and that's why that message. That's why I realized like every song I put out, I'm not gonna no matter how bad it does. Because another thing I do is like the songs that I release, I am very proud of those songs regardless.
Right.
Yeah.
So even if they don't do that well, I can at least say like all the songs that I put out, I wanted to put those out.
Yeah.
It wasn't like I think it's gonna do hella numbers, even though I don't like it.
Yeah.
So at least like if when it's all said and done, and it doesn't, if it doesn't happen, then I can just be like, at least my whole
you're proud
catalog,
of what you
I'm
put
so
in,
proud
yeah.
of it. Like, as of right now,
And
I'm
I could
proud of
s-
everything I do.
could see how that could happen. Like, I could see like we were talking this about Sophia, which is she
yeah,
does
even us,
makeups.
yeah.
She does makeups, and even us when we do clips that like get a lot of hits. Like there's an adrenaline rush about it, right? Like
Yeah.
no lie,
Hell
there's
yeah,
something
come on.
about it.
Of course,
There's
come
no
on,
lie.
man.
There's something about it that makes you like, ooh, let's see if I can do this one again and see if it hits. But I think the hardest part, like for you or even for us, is okay. No, actually, what got us there or what gets us there is being genuine, is being authentic.
Yes.
And then the hardest part I find for us, or even me in my business, is okay, don't go too far away from what your original message is. Even though you want more of that hit, that
Yeah.
adrenaline, but it's like, but then when you do try, then it can be felt as well. People can be like,
People
"Man, you
can
trying too
people
hard."
can
Yeah.
definitely
You
see
tried
it.
too hard.
People can definitely see it. You know what I'm saying? And it's like that's why I just wanted everything I drop is just like it's genuinely from me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if they don't resonate with it, maybe it's just that song wasn't that good
Right.
or something. But I have
Just
to be
do
proud
you.
of everything
Yeah,
I
yeah.
of everything I do.
That's deep because, like, yeah, even for us, like, we struggle between playing that numbers game or just putting out stuff
Because there's a
that
little bit
we
of
want to talk about.
but there's a little bit of a
right?
business side to it too, right? When you
Right.
start something,
Yeah.
you want it to
Uh-huh.
like hit, you want it to impact, you want it to grow, you want it to see, you want it to prove to you something that makes you want to come back tomorrow and say that's hitting, that's working.
Mhm.
And then when it doesn't, you can't get discouraged. And then after that, it comes back down to what you say: passion,
That's
drive,
passion,
personal
love,
That's
yeah,
the worst
yeah,
feeling
yeah.
ever, man. You put in all this time and effort into it, and you're like, oh, this is my message, and then you put it out there and it doesn't hit.
But I think that's
but
a-
like,
it's what we talked about too. You don't always you have to be true to like the value.
right.
What
you
was
gotta
the
be able to
original
live with
value?
it.
What
This
was
is
the
your
original
business,
value?
your
For
catalog.
sure, for sure. Yeah.
Because if you
no.
stay true to the value, then if it's meant to happen,
Yeah, that's why
it
when
will.
I found like I said when like my boy's roommate like he's like, hey, these guys are talking about like Hmong men's experiences in the United States,
Yeah.
and I was like, that sounds pretty cool, and I clicked on it. You guys are speaking of shit that's really dope.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like that's why like yeah, you guys might not be the biggest podcast as of right now,
Yeah.
but even like me, you know what I'm saying? Like just the fact that you guys are just always genuine 100, and I feel
Yeah.
like everything you guys are talking about is not forced. So I feel like you guys have a great thing going. You guys got a great thing going. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
It's a lot of fun, but it is
Yeah.
hard to like not chase those numbers because there are
Yes.
things we can probably get on here and say some wild shit, and, try to
Yeah,
get
yeah.
numbers up.
Some
and
hitters,
yeah.
some more hitter lines.
Yeah.
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 we deleted some stuff. We deleted a few things. There's a couple clips that would never hit the air. But but we have to be able to live with that, and we have to be genuine about the stuff that we say, and
Especially
fully
nowadays,
believe it.
especially nowadays when you actually do put it into like the internet, is that like that shit's recorded, it's tracked, it's archived.
Oh yeah.
So I'm not saying that there's things that we haven't said that 10 years down the road I might say, what the fuck did I say that? Because sometimes you might think that because there are things that we do change and we might say some shit that we don't feel 10 years down the road. But at least if you can say that 10 years ago when I said that I really meant that, then at least you know that you were being true.
Yeah, for sure. And I
weren't
feel like
lying.
whatever direction you guys want to go in, like say maybe You guys want to be more controversial. As long as you guys do that because you want to do
Right,
it,
because
that's
you
just
wanna
what
do
I
it,
want
yeah.
to say to you guys.
Yeah.
Just do it. Just do it because like that's what you feel.
Right,
If you guys
right.
just be controversial, like, oh, Kid Swami's a trash artist. I'm gonna just put it
yeah.
on wax and say that right
Hey,
now.
we need a good title to this clip.
Yeah. If you guys, that's just what I would say. If you guys
Yeah.
do that, just do that because it's what you guys
It's what
do.
you're feeling, yeah.
Yeah,
It's what you're
you know what I'm
feeling.
saying? Just have the intention behind that.
Yeah.
I got a question, man. So you did a freestyle for Big Sean.
Yeah.
We getting a feature soon? Or
Man,
are we getting on a Big Sean project? or
Nah,
something
I
like
mean,
that?
probably
Good
not.
music?
Probably
Is he
not gonna
still-
happen. I mean, like it was for me now that I'm grown. I'm a grown man. I think it was just me just trying to chase a dream.
Yeah.
Nothing really materialized out of that. But
Okay.
what I take away from that is just I was willing to just lay it all down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And and nothing, like I said, nothing really materialized from that. But I'm still proud of that moment
Yeah.
because I was just able to be like, this is what I want to do.
Right.
I'm gonna do it, and I got to meet one of my biggest inspirations. Like his music got me through a lot of hard times, and just to be able to just to sit down with him and the way I always thought about it back then was like I always thought that these artists were like fake.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
these are just like made up imaginary people.
Right.
And then the fact that I got to meet one of my idols face to face, shake his hand, and tell him like you're one of my biggest inspirations, and then for him to just be like, keep going. Because I guess I know like when I tell him like, yo, your music got me through a lot of hard times. You're one of my biggest inspirations. He probably hears that a million times.
Right.
But just the fact that I got to meet him and shake his hand and I got to rap for him. That's another thing. I got to rap for him. And just to be able to do that. Nothing materialized out of that. But just the fact to know that like this life is possible,
Right.
And now that I'm 25, I can at least say like that shit's possible,
Yeah.
Because that's not the only like big artist that I've met,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's so important too, because like to put that message out that like nothing materialized from that, but it meant a lot for you. Like it was a big moment for you, because like a lot of times when you go for something, you're shooting your shot everywhere you go, and nothing may ever come from it. But it's something you gotta live with, and it's something you gotta feel good about.
Yeah.
And for you to kind of meet, somebody who was so inspirational to you, that's gotta be huge.
Dude, it was crazy. Like, dude, I used to literally sit in my room listening to Big Sean's "Nothing Is Stopping You," that song.
Hell
And just be like, just sit in my room. Like, so what I used to do, so I'll tell you guys.
Pour up another
Yeah,
one.
go ahead. Yeah, pour up one. You guys want another shot?
Problem.
Paint's getting warmed up.
Yeah. So what I used to do before I was even Kid Swami, right? So what I used to do is I would drive. So after work, I used to work at the White Bear Acura Subaru as a
Okay.
detailer.
Shout out to them.
So after work, I would drive and park at Myth and manifest my dream.
Yeah.
Even before I knew Big Sean was coming to Myth, I would listen to that "Nothing Is Stopping You." I would sit in that parking lot and just look at Myth and just be like, one day I'm gonna perform here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make my dream a reality. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I felt like manifestation is
Yeah.
you have to sit there. So I used to sit there and park there and be like, yo, like I'm gonna do this one day, because that was my dream.
All right.
And then when I saw Big Sean come there, I was like, yo, I'm not gonna come here until I get to perform here. I broke that because I went there for a few events and stuff. But you know, like so yeah. So but last year was my first time there, and I thought about those moments where I would sit there listening to Big Sean's music and tell myself like, yo, Big Sean was on this stage. So like I said, it hits different for me.
Yeah.
Like because I used to tell myself, when I was broke, I had no fans. And then it's just like, I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
And then when I did it last year, I was like, wow, like I really did it.
Yeah.
Like you never know when you manifest something, you never know when it's going to come.
Well, they always talk about that too. A lot of time it's the little wins. It's not the big wins. It's not like
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
God damn, dude.
No, they did this bigger than that.
I couldn't really see what I was doing.
He talking about I want a big shot.
I was listening.
He was so bad.
Yeah.
This is gonna be a sip,
Yeah.
not a shot.
Cheers,
dude.
bros. That's 2 shots.
I was lost, in the words. But
it's the same thing. It's like they always say, even in business, I hear this all the time. It's like you can't just worry about the grind only. Like you have to celebrate the little wins, and the little wins is exactly what you talked about. Just going on stage for everybody else is like, oh look, Kid Swami's on stage. For you, it wasn't that. For you, it was Big Sean's been here on this stage, and now I have. So for you, that win is the most meaningful win to you, but to everybody else who's there, they don't know that.
Yeah,
They don't know that. They don't know that.
They see the shine, but
Exactly,
never the
but
struggle. They don't know the
they
story.
Don't see
You know?
that to you is just being on stage is the most meaningful part.
Yeah,
to
hell
you,
yeah.
you
No,
know?
because like so what happened was at Big Sean's concert. So what happened was he was late to the meet and greet where I got to rap for him. So I was supposed to get like he said he was gonna give me his email address, but then the head of the event was like, hey, like you got to get ready, because you know he was like 30 minutes late to the meet and greet because his plane got struck by lightning. So his plane got struck by lightning, and he was the only person that got there. His team was still coming, you know. So then they were like, and then Big Sean was like, oh, he left. But then I was like, fuck, he didn't get to give me the email address. But he came back. He came back and was like, yo, fuck, I forgot to give the email address. And as I stand up, the fucking security guard's like, don't get up. He's like, I'll get your email address and I'll give it to Big Sean. I was like, bro, don't lie to me, bro.
yeah.
He was like, hey, that's cool, right? I gotta go. I was like, because you know he literally came back and was
Yeah,
like, oh,
you asked for
I
it,
forgot to give you my email address. But then, you know, but the security was like, hey, don't get it. That's why I was like, man, fuck me if security. But then, you know, but I was like, what else can you do? So I gave them my email address, knowing damn well that's not how it's gonna go.
Yeah.
So, but I still have a great time at the show. You know, the show was amazing. And then at the end of the show, I asked every single security guard, like, yo, like, hey, Big Sean's supposed to give me email address. Like, yo, can I just go backstage, get the email address? I'm not gonna cause no problems. But they was like, nah, it don't work like that. I asked every single security guard, the front guy, the back guy, the side guy, and then the last guy on the side, he was like, bro, I'm sorry, you know, I know what you're saying, bro. Like I respect the grind, but I can't do nothing, bro. I got tears in my eyes. Bro. Like I'm like, well, fuck me. I just wasted like $500 because to actually meet and sit down with Big Sean, that cost $500. You know, so I was like, fuck, I just wasted all this money for nothing. I had tears in my eyes. I turned around, and he was like, hey, like I can't bring you back there because I don't want to lose my job, but the tour buses are in the back. You can just wait there and just try and flag them down. And that was like 11 o'clock. And then I was waiting out there for like 3 hours. Cause I was like, bro, either I'm gonna talk to somebody, I'm gonna talk to Big Sean. But then his producer came out and was like, hey bro, like I seen you out here for like 3 hours. Like, yo, what's up? And I was like, bro, like not trying to be like that guy, but like I rap for Big Sean, and can I just, you know, like he told me he's getting email address, but he's late for like getting dressed and stuff. Like, can I just talk to Sean real quick? Whoop, whoop, whoop. He was like, you know, Sean's busy doing whatever, but like you can rap for me, and if you code, then you know, so I rap for him, and he gave me his email address. So but like I said, nothing ever materialized out of that. Like me and the producer, we emailed back and forth. He'll give me some tips, like, you know, yo, delivery could be better here. Maybe choose a better beat for this. Like we emailed back and forth like 5-6 times, you know. But like I said, nothing materialized out of that. But like now I look back on it, like, I'm still proud of myself that I just didn't let it go.
Right.
I'm just proud of myself that I didn't let it go. You know, and that's one thing I can live with. And
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
but like but then what I realized now, like my music wasn't it where it is now. Cause like we talk about all the time, like all the homies is like, if Big Sean heard me now, like easily
Right.
get signed right now, you
So
know.
Big Sean, give him a call, man.
I know it ain't too late, Big Sean. It ain't too late, baby. It ain't too late, man.
I really appreciate that story because like that shows like a vulnerability for you, like, and you were definitely like you were on your way up, but you were still at this point where you were kind of like, hey, this is a moment for me. Like this is a moment for me. Like I really wanted this, and you went after it, and so that's huge. I had a couple more questions, man. We always ask our guests because we want to hopefully inspire other young people to kind of, you know, if they want to get into the music business, right? And we want to inspire them to do it. You know, but one of the most frustrating things about chasing your dreams is nobody tells you about the finances of it, right? There's a lot of ways people can make money on music now. Like if there's a young kid right now trying to make music, how would you tell them, like, what are the different ways they can all monetize off that and to keep that dream afloat?
Yeah. Well, okay. Hold that question. The first thing I want to say is like to any upcoming musician, I always anyone that asks me for advice, I always say, why do you want to do it?
Right.
You know, because the why is very important. Like me, I want to be the GOAT. For me, I see bigger than the Hmong community. Not trying to downplay the Hmong community or the Hmong music and stuff, but I just see my vision is bigger than that. But I always ask them, why do you want to do music? Do you just want to fuck hella hoes and just be the talk of the town? Then, you know, there's different ways to go about that.
Yeah.
But I think if someone is trying to be like me, like takes it very serious and wants to take it serious, then, you know, you have to release music on a regular schedule. And I honestly, in my heart of hearts, I honestly feel like you have to catch it. You know, like the Stupid Young feature, I caught him when he was just blowing up.
Yeah.
Right.
So I kind of just, you know,
timing.
I caught it. It's all about timing.
Yeah.
And I also feel like genuinely, if your music's good, your music will just catch.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You can't force everything.
There's no gimmick to it.
Yeah.
There's no like, you know, for example, like me, like, yes, you know, the Stupid Young song did take my career where it is, but I have more than one song, you know what I'm saying, that does very well, that has done very well.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like if your music is good and you have a message to say, it'll speak for itself.
Right.
But if you just want to be that guy where it's like, oh, hey, this dude can rap.
Yeah.
And or the girls be like, oh, you're a rapper and you just want to get some pussy, then, you know, there are ways to go about that. But I think if you want to take it serious, I think you just got to release, you know, in a year, you can tell whether you're going somewhere or not.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, and there's a whole thing. I love that you said the specific phrase that you said, you got to know your why.
Mm-hmm.
I was just listening to a whole book about this last month that literally talks about just that. Like, what is your why?
Mm-hmm.
I think if you have a precise lens on what is your why, and you use a magnifying glass on your why, then you'll at least be fulfilled because you fulfilled the why. But if you don't know the why, then you're just kind of floating everywhere and you're hoping that something's gonna hit. And that can work too. I'm not saying that's not gonna work, but you gotta have a focus. There's gotta be a focal point of like, what am I actually trying to achieve here?
Yeah. And I also feel like a lot of the kids that talk to me nowadays, they mask, like, no offense to all the people that hit me up, I hope this doesn't come across as like, but they mask that why as in, I just want to be the next popular guy.
Yeah.
Rather than I love this. Because for me, like, even if I didn't have the numbers I have, I'd still make music. I'm gonna make music till I'm 50.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's just something I love.
I'm looking forward to see what Swami music gonna be looking like.
Man,
in 10 more years.
Check it out now. Like it's popping off right now.
No, I've listened to your jams many times, but I just want to see the progression and the evolution through your age as well. You know, because it will change.
Yeah, and like I said, a lot of the kids nowadays, they tell me that they love it, but you know, everything they tell me tells me otherwise. It's how do I get the grind? How does the grind develop? And you know,
it goes back to what we talked about earlier about the genuineness of asking, like, when people want your help. You can tell.
Yeah.
Who's in
and
for
I
what.
just wish they would just tell me, like,
right?
Because I don't have
a
a problem with you just being like, I just want to be a popular guy in school.
Because
like, bro, I know what that's like. I know what that's like. You want to be the popular guy in school? You just do all the open mics, you freestyle all the parties, and you fuck all the bitches. You know what I'm saying? Or just something like that. But you want to make a career out of it.
He just gave you the key to life right there.
Yeah, because literally back in high school, like you would do all the open mics, and then we just go to the party after. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, but then
then you become the popular kid.
Yeah, so for me, even as a kid, before I was Kid Swami, they always knew what I did. It was, here's Anthony, he makes music, he makes good music, he does like a lot of Facebook covers and stuff. And then that's what it is. And then I feel like after that Stupid Young song, they really were like, this is Kid Swami.
Yeah.
This is not Anthony anymore. This is Kid Swami. And I feel like I got that sense of like, once you take it serious, they'll take you serious.
Right.
But you have to take yourself serious.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like, imagine that you're detailing like once every 6 months. Like,
no,
I run a detail business, but
I think the respect
know?
always comes after the hustle, though. You know.
Yes,
yeah.
yes,
It's the
yes,
way-
It's
yes.
just the way it goes.
You know, and I
It's just
and
the
I
way
and I
it
and I
goes.
think people always saw that from me.
Yeah.
You know, like as a kid, it's just like I was I was always doing Facebook covers and all the open mics, but they saw where I wanted to take it, and I took it there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's just what it was.
For sure, for sure. So
Alright.
we're coming up a little bit on time, but
Can I ask?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, hey,
What-
hey, the many questions you guys want to ask, I'm cool. I'm having a good time.
I need a
Hey,
top-
maybe they're getting tired, but
I need a top
I saw
five.
them yawning over there.
Top five Hmong artists. Hit.
top 5.
Top five Hmong
Shit,
artists.
don't do this
That's a
to me.
lot, bro. That's
Look,
a lot.
look,
That's a lot.
Look. I'm
Yeah, can I include myself?
no, you're number one. So,
Okay.
so four
Yeah,
after you.
yeah.
4 after you.
All right, all
We'll
right.
go, we'll go three because your boy. What's
Your cousin,
what's
right?
cousin name?
So yeah,
Sonny
so
Capone.
so my
Okay,
cousin,
One
Number
Swami,
two.
two Sonny Capone.
yeah, so
And
my
any genre, right?
any genre.
not
So yeah,
just-
hold
not
on,
just
yeah,
rap.
yeah.
He's
So
top
my
five.
so
Or
my
top three.
my cousin Sonny, his
Hell
go
yeah.
by the name of Sonny
All right.
Capone. He gonna be the next hottest artist coming out. He makes great music. You know, we've been in the studio, we've been grinding. We got like 20 songs together. You know, we're gonna make
Nice.
something special. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you said, we talk about my career all the time. The faults that where it went wrong with me, it ain't gonna go wrong with him because we talk about it, we're gonna make it happen. But to answer your question,
but
oh yeah,
real quickly though, one of the things you had plugged earlier was like you had reached Stupid Young at a point where he was growing. Yo, Sonny Capone just getting started. You gotta hit him now before he gets too big.
yeah.
Hit him now.
Nah, hey, I want you guys to remember this. Once you see Sonny Capone on YouTube,
All right.
I want you're gonna be like, hey, we need him on the podcast next.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Yo, you
Nah,
are next episode.
you know,
It's archived. It's
yeah, it's
archived.
archived. But yeah, I guess yeah. So I guess see, it's me and Sonny. So 1 and 2. So I guess number 3 would be David Yang, just because he's been doing it for so long.
Yo, he's cold.
He's
I
been
don't-
doing it for so
yeah.
long.
I haven't. I can't name any one of his songs, but I haven't heard a bad song from him. I haven't when you go to Hmong parties, people always blasting David Yang. I haven't heard a bad song.
And like I said, and you also have to realize, like me, I don't speak that much Hmong, so I don't listen to much Hmong music.
Yeah.
But you know what sounds good.
Yeah, yeah.
And you know who's like, for me, I do the rankings off of how big you are, also as well as how good your music is.
yeah.
So it's like 50-50 to me. So I would go David Yang, and then Channing, and then Korsu.
Yeah.
Korsu's cold.
Oh,
Korsu's cold. Korsu's cold as fuck.
Yeah.
You know, but it's just that the only reason why I would put Channing and David Yang above Korsu is just because Korsu he just caught a little traction last year, but he makes great music. You know, shout out to Korsu. Shout out to Korsu.
Yeah.
You know, he's doing a great thing. I feel like
Come on
Korsu.
the pod, baby. I know
Yeah,
you
yeah.
did.
Get him on the
What-
pod.
what's
Get
he
him
from
Get him on the pod. No, he's from Milwaukee. And,
Oh, okay.
and that's our
I ain't
boy.
too far.
That's our
Okay.
boy. That's our
I
boy.
City.
can pay the gas for that.
All right.
that's our boy.
We'll cover your gas
Yeah.
fee.
Yeah, you know, but yeah, I think Korsu, the thing that makes Korsu so different is just that he's in his own lane.
Yeah.
And it's just like when you know Korsu's on, when you hear a Korsu song, you know it's Korsu.
Yeah.
And I feel like nobody can really try to replicate or emulate his voice.
Yeah.
His voice is very distinct. Like, that's Korsu.
He's
Yeah.
our Kodak Black.
Nah, he's our Tusi. He said he's our Kodak. He's a, oh yeah. No, so yeah, I think
Kodak. Oh, okay.
Man.
Go ahead.
hey, I got a question
Yeah.
for you. So you say I'm more of Lil Durk. If you were to compare me to a mainstream artist, who would you say?
Lil Durk.
Lil
He's
Durk?
mainstream.
Lil Durk? Yeah. I just want to know your opinion. I want to know your opinion.
Who did I say? I said Moneybag. I said okay. I said Moneybag Yo or Lil Durk. What's that kid? The LA kid. He's got an Atlanta sound.
Lil Baby?
No. Huh? No.
No.
Shit. What's the young guy's name?
No, I already said that.
No.
I already said that.
He's the LA guy. He's the LA guy. I forget.
What's one of the songs?
Fuck. Roddy Rich.
Roddy Rich? Oh, okay, no, I feel that.
Roddy,
See, like me.
I'm a big fan of Roddy. That's a compliment.
No, hey, I take
that's
all that as a
That's
compliment. I take all that as a compliment, brother. No, I take all that as a compliment.
Cool.
See, like me, what we used to say, it was like what we used to say. Me and Sonny was like, I'm the little baby, he's the little Dirk.
Okay, all right. Hey, Tony,
No.
big expectations there. Big
Yeah,
shoes to
no,
fill.
yeah.
Okay.
Now, what's the new track?
No,
Tell us-
so yeah, oh yeah, everybody. Yeah,
track?
by the way, me and Kid Swami, Sonny Capone, different type of hungry just came out 2 weeks ago. Make sure y'all check that out, man. It's the
YouTube,
hottest,
right?
hottest on all platforms.
All platforms.
Different type of hunger.
Different type of hunger.
Ooh,
You know what I'm
okay,
saying?
I
Like,
like that.
you know,
I
yeah.
like the
Before we
name.
leave, I'd love to play you guys some of the music and some new music, or if anything, you got a speaker
Yeah.
or anything, or.
Oh. Hey, unreleased.
Where do we
can
find
make-
it?
we
Oh,
can
Oh,
make
go ahead.
some-
Yeah, just put it.
Wait,
Play.
wait,
Play.
I can send it to your.
Yeah. Or if you can even just play and just play.
Oh, yeah, okay,
In front of the mic.
Okay, I'll play like a little quick 30 seconds.
Oh,
What should we
shit.
play for them?
This is an unreleased track.
Hey, this
Different-
is this
oh,
on the
release.
next album? Next drop?
Yeah. Honestly, we have like 20 songs, so it's like.
Okay.
So yeah.
Oh shit! All right.
No, we're talking about you and me, fool. On go. All right. Yeah. Which one? All right. Well, I'm gonna play like 30 seconds of it.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go.
I haven't played in front of the mic, so yeah, just good.
Young Dizzle.
Chasing all this paper till the sun come up. Ball so hard like an MVP. No cowboy, but the MVP.
All right.
Got a cat. It's catchy. Yeah.
Don't need a reply cause you gon' get the message. They been away and they riding my way. I cannot set up a minimum wage. Been at the bottom, I'm tryna escape. Used to think my life was just a mistake. You let me in, but I still found a way. What would you do, man? Whatever it takes. Watching my moves like I'm playing charades. I switch it up, it depend on the day. They say more money, more problems. I'll wake up and get it. I want off the race and no head on collision. I stuck to my plan and had plenty revisions. It always been hard, but I never was quitting. They left in good riddance, they could never fit it. I got off the top and they all tryna get it. I said it, then did it. I'm passing the limits. If this was the race, I'm increasing the distance. Stop cause I'm always on go. It's a big bag, fuck staying afloat. Being all in, none of money won't fold. Sold out fast and sold out shows. Get up back by any means, I'm tryna run it up. I've been chasing all this paper till the sun come up. Ball so hard like an MVP. No cowboy, but the MVP. Hard win, cold, no more less than 3. Bottom of love, wanna rest in peace. When you got it, how I got it, these hoes love to rush. Winning back to back with my twin, cause it's two of us. I gotta go harder and harder. In the trenches, you gotta move smarter. And when I make it, I bring my brothers. Me with labels, we talking about numbers. My life a movie. I'm doing this shit they thought of. I don't care what you think, I don't bother. It's finally my time and your time's up. They talking about that, they gon' hurt us. But we all know they ain't gon' do no. Yo, bitch, a groupie, but we ain't showing no love. Go fuck your bitch, I'm not saying no. Caught you thinking where you playing, done. Take a beat, cause I've been the one. Call on me and I get it done. Pop sellers told me my money don't gotta keep loving it. Looking on me when I used to have nothing. Focus on money, remember those days when I couldn't go change, now they rushing. Going on and they were bluffing. Never could believe they judging. She's so bad, I'm McLovin. Get out my way, I ain't budging.
All right. I like it, man. I like it. I like it. I
Good,
like it.
Dan.
Okay.
I could
Hey,
cruise
so
to
you got
that.
some real skills too.
No.
Yeah.
Hey, hold on. Yeah, hold
You
on.
got some real skills
Yeah,
too.
I don't want to keep y'all too long. So what happened was, so how he started making music was, so the first apartment that I lived in, we didn't have no AC. So the only AC unit was in my living room. So in my room, it I had no AC. So, but that was where my studio was. So it'd be like 100 degrees in there. He used to just be listening to why I make music. He'd be like, bro, it's too damn fucking hot.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not trying to. So what we did was we moved the studio to his house because he had a house and he had AC.
Yeah.
So one day, you know, I'm just making music coming over one day. I'm not making no heat. And he like, boy, you trash, bro. And I'm like, boy, let me see you hop on the motherfucking mic. Since you say you so hot. And then he made his first song. I was
He
like,
did it.
no, I was like, dog, this shit kind of fire.
Yeah.
But you know, that was the first song. So then how I knew like He really had to. So like me, like just because that's my cousin, I'm not gonna say like you got it unless you got it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
So what happened was, we're in the studio, and me and the homies are just playing spades. While he's like, "Hey, you mind if I just record, fuck around?" And he just snapping one day.
Yeah.
I'm playing. So say for example, like I'm playing spades over here, and this is where the mic is, and he going crazy like, do. I'm like, I'm dealing. I'm like, boy, what the fuck you just made? So that's when I knew like he was going crazy.
Hey.
So I see a lot of potential in him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's just not because we family or nothing. Like,
Right.
I really see it. So I tell him all the time, like, yo, like you could really do something with it. Like we could be like the next great duo.
Yeah.
And what was that comparison you said earlier? You said
So I'm Lil Baby,
Lil
and,
Baby?
and he Lil Dirk.
Man, I'm gonna say Lil Durk King Von. I'm gonna say Dirk and Von. Hey, but hey,
we say that too.
But you
we
need to hang around for a little bit. Yeah. Don't go nowhere.
Nah, he ain't going nowhere. He
okay.
ain't going nowhere. He definitely King Von for sure. But
Yeah.
I see a lot. Yeah, I see a lot of potential. Like and like I said,
All right.
that we help each other all the time. You know what I'm saying? And he helps me, and I'm super grateful for that. And he, days that I don't, but literally some days I don't feel like I'm that good. He be like, bro, you cold, you so talented.
Yeah.
Like get out of your head.
You need people like
Yeah,
that.
no, and that's why
You get that
like
like
yeah,
that,
like
it's just-
like
People like
like
that
yeah,
deserve
like
the
yeah,
world.
like Sonny
Yeah.
and my boy, like literally all of us. That's why I say I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful to have people that care about my career as much as I do,
Right.
because they're not gonna be like, oh, you lost it, just try and get a regular job. They'll sit there with me and be like, this song didn't hit, maybe just because you need to try another angle. So like I said, I'm really grateful to have people that care about my career as much as I
Yeah.
do, and it's not just them two. It's literally everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But it can never be done alone.
It can never be done. It can never be done alone. And that's why like every time I go out of state, every time I go take these trips, like if it's not these two, it'll be the other two. And
Right.
like I said, and that's why I'm so grateful to everybody. Shout out to all the homies. It's just Trap and Sonny here, but all the homies, I'm so grateful for all y'all. Because without them, like you can't do it alone.
can't do it
You
alone.
cannot do it alone. You know what I'm
You
saying?
need a squad. You need a bunch of people that support you. You need people that see your vision and people that don't
Mm-hmm.
roast you for what you want to do, but rather
Yeah,
enrich you, right?
for sure,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right.
All right.
Well, can I do one more thing? I'm so sorry.
Man, hey, bro, hey, no, man. Ask as many questions as you. Hey, like I said, I love doing this shit. So like, ask as many questions as you want, brother.
It was the Hmong Anonymous reacts that got you in here. We gotta do one.
Yeah, okay.
We gotta do
Oh,
one.
come on. Hey,
do it.
come
Yeah,
on.
we
I
gotta
want to
do
do this
one.
shit too. Come
All
on.
right,
Come on. Hey, make sure y'all make
All right,
make
what's
this
it?
short.
All right, here we go. Here we go. So I'm just gonna read the first and last paragraph, right? So all right. So Hmong Anonymous, help. My father-in-law punched me in the face because he thinks I have the hots for my mother-in-law. We got into a heated argument. They were fighting. I stepped in. He hit me in the face. Yada yada. And after that, yeah, my father-in-law punched me in the face. There was no cops called, just a bunch of relatives. Just a bunch of relatives that witnessed it and turned a blind eye. And I'm gonna skip to the last paragraph because this is a long one, but we can just react to that, the first and last. I'm a bit torn. I'm thinking about suing my father-in-law. Yada yada, and then he just basically asked like, "What would you do?"
I think, all right, so just based off the first reaction, I think, okay, if I was in that situation, like, so they're
Your
fighting,
father-in-law hit you?
they're fighting,
Yeah.
and you try to break it up,
Yeah.
and if father-in-law hit me, I think would have to determine how close am I to the father-in-law.
Yeah.
Like if we got a close relationship, like, hey, bro, I'm married
Right.
to your daughter.
Yeah.
Like, I just want to make sure everything is cool. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, the way I would approach it is, like, I would tell father-in-law, like, yo, I'm married to your daughter. I don't have no hots for your fucking wife.
Yeah.
That's what I would approach. Like, yeah, I'm married to your daughter for a reason. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, don't put your hands on me. But I would just be like, hey, I don't have the hot. I just want to make sure everything is cool. You know what I'm saying? I would make sure everything's cool.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I'm married to your daughter at the end of the day. Why would I want
Some
to?
father-in-laws are crazy though.
Hey,
Yeah.
So sometimes
hey,
you might
if
have to scrap.
it was my father-in-law, he's old.
Yeah,
I'm taking that on the chin.
It ain't even
I'm taking
fair.
it on
Yeah,
the
yeah,
chin.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
If
See,
it's my father-
yeah.
You know, if it was me maybe 10 years ago and he was 10 years ago and he was mobile, but right now,
45 years old?
Yeah.
yeah. If
No,
he was,
yeah.
if he's young and scrappy,
Still a threat.
it's
No,
on.
because at
Oh, it's
the end of the day, it's like it doesn't make you feel any better if you
Yeah.
beat up
Nah,
if
it
you beat
wouldn't.
up your
It
wife's
wouldn't.
if you beat up your wife's dad.
That's-
You know, I was like, okay, like your wife's gonna be like, why'd you beat him up though?
yeah,
You know, so the way I would
ain't no
approach it,
coming back. from
there's
that.
no So the way I would approach it is if wife, I would just be like, yo, I would tell the father-in-law, like, yo, I got love for you, I got love for mother-in-law. I'm just trying to make sure that y'all don't turn anything abusive or like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not, see me, I wouldn't turn a blind eye, but I would step in. But you know what I'm saying? Okay, let me say something. If I always felt like, me personally, if husband and wife have a problem, it's not my place to step in unless it gets physical.
Yeah.
Because what I've learned is, like, not trying to blame, you know what I'm saying, not trying to put the blame on anybody, but like arguments just happen.
Yeah.
Arguments just
Dude,
happen.
That's a part of relationships.
And that's a part of
too.
relationships. So for me, I'm not gonna. Me personally, if had that gone down, the yelling shit, it's like, yes, like, it's always more scary if the husband yells at the wife.
Yeah.
The wife yells at the husband.
You ain't never seen my wife yell at me then.
Yeah. Okay. But
Yeah.
but no, it's just my personal take on it. I'm not gonna step in because that's not my place until you raise your hand up and try to hit the mother-in-law. Then I'll be like, oh, yo, you tripping?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day,
Taking it too far.
at the end of the day, I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. Maybe she was pushing his buttons all day.
right,
And like I said, I don't want to victim blame. I don't do that. I don't do that. Because you know what I'm saying, I've had female family members that have been abused, and I don't do that.
Right.
I don't do that. But you never know what goes down. And like I said,
And relationships are just complicated.
They're-
period.
yes,
Like-
they're so complicated.
Like one of the things, like, why I have that same rule with you is like I don't jump in until it gets physical, because there's nothing worse than when you jump in. If you jump in between them and they make up, they gonna look at you.
then
crazy.
they make. Oh, why'd you jump? Why'd you jump in? Because you love her or something like that. Exactly.
They gonna look at
Yes.
you crazy. They gonna make up because they're in a deep, intimate relationship, and they're gonna make up whatever they gotta do.
Yeah.
And they're gonna look at you like, oh yeah,
Yes.
you ain't coming over for Thanksgiving.
So I guess from my point of view is, I would mind my business until, if it does get that physical altercation, then I'd be like, father-in-law, I'm just trying to chill you out. No, I don't see mother-in-law as an item, because I'm obviously married to your daughter.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, me personally, I just want to make sure everybody's good.
Right. Everybody's
You know what I'm
straight. The whole
saying?
family stays. straight.
Exactly. And especially if, like I said, I'm not married, I don't got a girl, but if I'm married to your daughter, obviously you can see why I
Yeah.
don't like your wife,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
I have
yeah,
my
yeah,
own
yeah,
wife.
yeah, yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
But they gotta be kind of similar though, right? They gotta kind of.
Don't do that to me, brother. Don't do that to me.
They gotta kind of look similar. They gotta kind of like give off the same energy.
Yeah,
like,
see, now you're trying to untangle my whole
Don't
argument, brother.
expose him.
Yeah.
Don't expose him.
What about you two? You beating your father-in-law up?
Yeah, what would you do? What would you do?
I mean, I don't think I'd beat him up, but if you start saying some crazy shit like that, bro, you thinking wrong.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
And you
you can't be-
and I also feel like you can't beat him up.
No, you wouldn't do
can't- you
that,
can't-
but,
okay.
but for you to accuse
Maybe
me,
swing one time.
no, but
Nah.
But you can't accuse me accusing me in the first place. Now you stepping out of line.
Yes,
you know?
yes.
So,
But see,
why'd you even take it
yeah,
there?
I feel like at the end of the day, that's still your father-in-law.
Yeah.
I probably just walk away, go
Yeah.
home, man.
Either walk away.
Go home.
See me personally, I wouldn't like hit back or try to swing back unless he like,
Right.
because then you're just defending yourself.
Self-defense, yeah.
But at the end of the day, I'd be like, yo, you're tripping. Like you're tripping, because we don't know the context of what was happening.
yeah,
Were they
right.
drinking or were they sober? Because if he's drunk, then that's a different story. Like, hey, bro, you're just drunk. I'm just trying to make sure that mother-in-law doesn't get beat up.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, I ain't cool with that. You know, don't ever put your hands to another female because I'm not down with that at all. You know, but we just don't know see, at the end of the day, we need to know the full.
The story, yeah.
Yes.
And we only
I only read the first and last.
Yeah,
paragraph,
see.
too,
every
so
time
that's
every time we read the Hmong Anonymous shit, it's like we don't even know if it's and that's why we choose Hmong Anonymous because we don't even know if it's real or not. It could be fictional. But either way, they're good.
Brothers.
They're conversations.
I just want to say, when y'all do a Hmong Anonymous episode, please bring me back.
Hey,
I would love to do it.
We want to do one every day.
I would love to do them with y'all because you know I think it's important to talk about these topics.
They do spark good conversation.
It does spark good conversation
about real things.
You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, I think like you said, it does spark great conversation, and I think it's important to get other people's perspectives.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I'm saying? Just because we disagree doesn't mean we have to be on opposite sides. We can agree to disagree. But I hope you guys, I hope this isn't the last time that we get to be on this podcast together.
Oh no,
because you guys do great things, and and for me personally, I want to be a part of you guys' growth.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Because I think the conversation that we've had today, I think it's great. I think you guys, like I said, I think you guys are doing a great thing.
Yeah.
Just give it time.
Now, we try to touch on all things, too. We try not to just touch on, like, for example, you Kid Swami, the easy thing to do would be just bring you in here and talk about things that you're doing and what makes you hot so that we can ride off the tail,
for
right?
sure.
But that's not what we want. We want to just have honest, genuine conversation with other Southeast Asian and a lot of Hmong. Just honest conversation about what's this person doing in their life, what are the struggles, what's the challenges, what's the success. Like, we just want to share that because we know that there's other Hmong people out there who are going to listen who didn't know you until today. I didn't know you until today.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
And that's fine. And that's fine.
No,
See,
but that's the
yeah,
no,
that's
I mean,
fine.
I knew your song, but I never knew Anthony.
Oh,
And
okay,
and
for
that's
sure,
what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Sure.
People will know Kid Swami. I knew Kid Swami, but we want to bring you here because we want to actually know Anthony. We want to know what's the story, what's the success, what's the what are you proud of for yourself? What's your self belief? What do you doubt yourself for? That's the things that people never talk about, and we never make it public. But at the end of the day, we are just human beings. We go home to ourselves, to our mind, in the shower. We're living with ourselves. And so for people that see Kid Swami, know Kid Swami, support you, they know you as that. But for them to now hear this conversation, I think they're going to know you as well.
What I want to say to you guys is you guys are just started. So the numbers are low to be expected. But I hope you guys don't get discouraged because, like I said, his roommate, my boy, shout out to Lance. He really likes.
Hey, shout out Lance. Thank you.
These conversations need to happen.
They do.
Because like at the end of the day, it's hard being a Hmong man in America. You know what I'm saying? But what I want to say is like I hope you guys don't get discouraged because of the low numbers. Because the conversation that you guys are having, it needs to happen.
It does.
It's just. The eyes haven't been on there yet.
Yep.
And I hope you guys continue to do this.
Yeah, we will.
And because like I feel like I'm telling you, you guys will be big. Cause bro, it's been an hour and 42 minutes.
Yeah.
I don't want this to end because we have such a great time. You know what I'm saying?
Like I told Pang, and me and Pang talked about this for about a year before we actually started it. The whole reason we started this whole thing is because we never heard other Hmong guys around our generation, right? Anywhere from like 25 to 35 to 40. We never heard Hmong men expose themselves in ways that sometimes you'd be ashamed of what you're saying. And we were not afraid to do that and expose ourselves because we knew that in that conversation, people will learn things and people will also connect with us to say, oh, yeah, I feel that way, too. I feel the way as him. I feel the way as him. But we just never – why do we not talk about it? Like, it's not that taboo. It's real life.
Yeah, see, and I honestly feel like what you guys say, a lot of people are scared to say.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's a lot of – it like, yes, I get a lot of love, but I also get a lot of hate.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you guys read the comments, I get a ton of hate. You know what I'm saying? I get there's a lot of shit that people say. You know what I'm saying? Like, it used to get to me.
Right.
But at the end of the day, it's like, I know I'm not living a lie. I know I'm living my truth. So everything else that they try to say about me, it doesn't affect me anymore. Cause like, bro, like when we drop a music video and all the homies, they see the hate comments and like, man, I'll get on his ass right now. I'll be like, bro, let that go. Because at the end of the day, they know I'm not living a lie.
Yeah.
Everything that I put onto everything I put onto a record, it's just my truth. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to be something that I'm not. I just try to live my truth. And if people want to hate, that's fine. Because I'm gonna tell you guys an example. So we dropped a music video, right? And they were like, they ain't got no bitches in the music video. So you know what we did? We had a music video with 14 girls, like you know what I'm saying, like all the girls, and they'll be like, no. So first it was they ain't got no girls in the music videos. So but then we had girls in our videos, and be like they only had a little bit of girls. Then we had a whole video full of girls, and they'd be like, oh, they ain't twerking. Then we had a music video with girls that was twerking, and they'd be like, oh, they ain't fucking up. So they'll never be happy.
Yeah,
you know, they'll never be happy with.
Yeah.
You know, they'll always find a reason to hate.
Right.
But what I think the conversation that you guys have, it's very important to have. Because I feel like, men that, we're not the same age,
Right.
but people your age, they, your age and my age, they need an outlet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like I said, I feel like you guys are doing a great thing. And you know what I'm saying? Like, don't get discouraged by the numbers, Hope you guys don't, what I'm saying? I'm not super much bigger than y'all, but I'm just saying, don't get discouraged.
You are.
Yeah.
But like I love what you guys are doing. That's why I came here.
Yeah.
Because I see where it can go. I see the vision. I see where it can go. So I hope you guys continue, and I hope you guys bring me back for whatever. Whenever, whatever, you guys be like, hey, you want to come back for another episode? I will come back. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I feel you guys are doing great things. I want to be a part of you guys' journey.
Right.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we do need an intro song though.
We do need
Well,
when we started up,
we've been using sounds of epidemic sounds.
Don't you worry. Don't you worry. Kid Swami and Sonny Capone can send you a lot of intro music. Okay.
All right, so check out Kid Swami and Sonny
check out Kid Swami.
YouTube
And yep. Just before we end, Kid Swami, tell the people where they can find you, where they can hear about you, where they can follow you, anything like that.
So you can find me on YouTube at Kid Swami, KIDSWAMI. On Spotify is KID $WAMI, and on Instagram is Kid Swami FOF, KIDSWAMI FOF. But like I said, Kid Swami, just look it up. You know what I'm saying? Just look it up.
Oh yeah. Well, shit, we appreciate your time, and
thank you guys so much for thank you guys so much for having me. I love doing this shit, man. It's so fun. Thank you guys for making this so fun for me, man. Thank you guys.
Yeah, let's go. All right. Till the next one, guys.
Peace.